the Nintendo Direct has, it's not going to be as good as the classic pinnacle 2D Zelda game that's ever existed. Legend of Zelda and the Lampshade of No Real Significance. It's just not going to be better. There's nothing else better. It's the best video game. It is the best video game. It's the #1 video game of all time.
Dosha's saying GOTY from 2023 to whenever that game released is that game.
Oh dear.
I'm trying to remember. Whoops. That was loud.
That was loud, indeed. It's fine. I'm crunching on Chex Mix right now, so it doesn't really matter. Hi, everybody. We're here now.
I am also hungry.
That's
Hi.
true, we are here.
My name is Hungry, and I would like to dosha
Your name is
some
also
food.
Tired.
Hi, Hungry. I'm Dad.
Anyway, E3,
Father's
not
Day.
really.
No one's gonna continue
Sorry.
the song. I'm so sad. It's such a
Happy
good
belated Father's Day. Sorry.
man. No one continues the song. No one cares about the Muffin song, man. YouTube marked it
The
as
Muffin song?
potentially suicidal, and now everyone's upset. What the fuck?
I mean, do you know the Muffin song?
I'm a muffin, and it's muffin time. You want a muffin? Please, just die.
Oh, that Muffin song. I thought we were going a different route. I completely forgot
Yeah.
about it, to be honest.
I have no
sad
idea what
song.
that one is.
Oh, I'll have to show you that later. But
Oh,
anyway,
it's so good. But
It's
anyway,
it's a wonderful song.
speaking of good, what's good, guys? We're here, just like we said. We're not a week and a half late. We're actually on time. You guys just forgot the actual time we wrote down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally, 100% that.
So
yeah,
But we're
exactly.
here with more NOT-E3, and we're starting
Oh.
off strong with this thing.
Hands and feet and
So-
feet and hands.
a combination of me being lazy and also just adding more and more conferences as the conference period went on.
Oh, and
So-
Nintendo Direct is tomorrow.
Yeah,
as
there's
of the
So
recording,
we're still adding them.
as
right?
the recording is going, it's tomorrow.
So originally we planned to record on the 13th. Then they added 3 shows on the 13th as between when we last recorded on the 6th and now. And then Capcom added their showcase, and then Grasshopper had a direct, and then the Yakuza guys had their own thing going. Atlas is having a direct today.
No, they had.
They already
direct
had a
today.
direct today. I haven't seen that one.
I haven't gotten to watch it either, but I've been told it's entirely in Japanese.
And then tomorrow is the Nintendo Direct that was rumored. I originally remember reading rumors saying they're not going to have one till August, but here it is in June. So I'm glad. I think it's better to have a June show than an August one.
To preface, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this is going to be a two-parter. We don't have another choice.
Yeah, we're gonna have to split this up into weeks 3 and 4, and then 4.5. Because this
there are a lot of video game conferences.
Yeah, we have a lot of things. We basically are just showing you the entire Microsoft conference. If you didn't watch it, don't worry, we got you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
to be clear, this is going to cover the Guerrilla Collective show, the Summer Games Fest opening event, Double Fine's Day of the Dead, Devolver Direct, the Mix Live feed. Wait, no, hold on. That show never actually happened.
We are skipping a couple.
Spotlight. Tribeca Games Spotlight, Future Play Direct, Wholesome Games Showcase, Future Games Show, Xbox and Bethesda Showcase, and the Starfield Direct. That's where we're stopping for today. Then tomorrow, or not tomorrow, a couple days from now, it's going to be the PC gaming. Well, maybe I'll just go down the list for that then. Never mind. Well, you'll see. It's about the same amount of shows.
For all we know, there might be
yet
another conference that's just randomly added.
Yeah, Nintendo announces in the Direct. We're doing another Direct in a week, by the way.
Oh my god, help me.
It's an announcement for a Direct. It's not
Yeah, it does a Nintendo Direct cut to thing, and it shows the Nintendo Direct logo.
You know, It's probably about time for them to tell us about the Pokemon DLC. So they might have a Pokemon Direct they announce.
They might.
Yeah,
Well,
that actually could be possible.
I mean, there is quite a bit that's on the thing for Nintendo. I'm actually unsettledly terrified as I haven't gotten to play a bunch of what do we have here?
Tears of
the Kingdom. So I'm really hoping they don't just dead ass be like,
actually that's a
big
good point.
DLC spoiler in the middle of it. I don't think they would because it's a little bit soon since it only came out like a month ago.
They did with Breath of the Wild 1. The
like,
DLC came out really soon after. So I will have my friend who's 100% the game watch it first, and then I'll tell you.
Okay, that'll be good to know. Because, oh boy, I want to get spoiled for that, because I'm going to sit down and play much, much more of it pretty soon.
Yeah, I've been playing it a little bit more, but now I have to pause again because I'm playing Monster Hunter World for the first time. And trying to find someone to make a mod. Anyway, hands!
Hands!
So let's just jump right into these hands that these feet just jumped into.
No, he's been disarmed.
I have one other overall question I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
What do you guys? How do you guys feel about this year? We aren't through all of the we're through most of the conferences at this point, right? How do you feel about this compared to last year? How do you feel about the fact that E3? Do you really feel the absence of E3?
I think
I'm going to preface, there is one thing that I'm excited about, at the same time also frustrated with. Almost every game I put on my list had a demo. That means I had to play all the demos before we started this.
I ended up skipping a bunch of the demos. I probably need to uninstall some of them. I still want to... We'll be talking about this game later, but I have the Enguard demo installed, but I didn't get around to it.
It's a really good demo. And my friend, our friend in our group, Anedian, I think it's Anedian, how do you pronounce it? I don't know. Anyway, the entirety of England, he's got like 10 hours in the life of P.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. I got 5 hours into a demo for
Lies of P.
The reason why I didn't get around to On Guard is because I didn't expect to spend so much time with the Brew Barons demo. Brew Barons didn't actually have like a proper announcement here or anything. It was in like, I think it was the same one that Enguard was in, but it was in a montage, and I saw it and I was like, I'm going to go check that out. And then I saw they had a demo and I downloaded it and I played for 5 hours. I had a lot of fun with it.
You know, I'm really just thinking about
have a proper trailer. So
I'm just like, I don't really mind like there being this many games. What I think I mind is that it's not concentrated at all.
Yeah, a lot of the conferences were just like, and we'll talk about one of them later that was 90% talking.
Oh my god.
We're in week 5. So yeah, this is not as concentrated, I think, as it was last year.
Well, the main show, like the main E3 show, lasted usually 3 to 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that was all like 1 week. It was just like one really big week, and then you had a bunch of like smaller conferences after, which is kind of what's happening here. However, we had
that's a really long time ago. I think
Sony and then Microsoft and then Nintendo is now like really up behind the rear, which actually I think is a smart move because that means the limelight is on them last, which means people will likely remember their conference more.
I mean, I'm always gonna remember Summer Games Fest because I like Jeff Keighley's face and his voice.
And his Pope hat.
I'm just like, this entire E3 has been a mixture of really out of nowhere cool stuff, and then the rest of it has more or less just been bland. It's like way more than usual. It's way more like divisive than usual because I don't think very much has been announced, frankly.
Yes, well, no, I remember last year clearly enough to know that I was so over doing video game trailers. I was so bored for most of it. Most of it was, I mean, there's a lot of like garbage.
There was
that's probably a bit rude to say for the developers. The main problem is the indie showcases oftentimes have a lot of repeats, and they often are. There's like trends that you notice through them. The reason last year the Wholesome Direct was the Frog Direct is because we noticed all of them were frogs. Last year's Summer Nintendo Direct was all about farming games. There were only 3, but they were all in a row, and so that's what people remember about it, right?
Yeah, I
Just
loved
don't
that one
care.
meme that was Kratos farming the game.
By the way, there are way more farming games
Oh
than this.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
oh my god.
we
And
can talk
what was
about
the
that
one that
later
you
on,
noticed,
but
Curry,
What
man,
a trend!
Oh,
It's-
City Builders.
yeah, city. Look,
City
sing
builders.
it with, say it with me now. Silly bit. God, I can't even. City bitty, city bitty, city bitty, city bitty, city bitty, city bitty. City builder farming sim, city bitty
I'm not
farming
going
sim. It's actually kind of hard to sing. City builder, city builder, city builder, city builder, city builder. Might actually be somewhat of a tongue twister. Interesting. But I'm just like so much of the exact same shit. If it's not a pixel, like a 2D pixel game, it's a farming sim. If it's not a farming sim, it's a fucking like survival sim. If it's not any of those, it's like the same shit over and over again. Like I just legitimately started rhyming it with like each other. It's so crazy.
There's one game that we'll talk about later that I really enjoyed the concept of. It really gnaws at me that it's got survival elements and like crafting survival. Like, come on, think of something creative, guys. Anyway.
Well, yeah, I think it's just the fatigue on.
I mean,
I don't know. It's just there's this trend that people will probably see a game, and because it's indies, they're looking at that like, oh, I could do a game like that, and then they all release around the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how development cycles work.
Well, like,
yeah.
At the very least, we can safely say that because there's so much repetition with all of these very, like, oversaturated genres, it's really easy to notice when something stands out.
Yeah, so, like, even
That's
with
true.
all of what we just prefaced, we still have more things to talk about than pretty much ever. The biggest issue that we had watching this was we watched most of these live, and the ones that we didn't, like, there was one that we didn't watch live. Me and Curry watched it live, Dosha did not. And Curry was like, yeah, you can just skip this, he's just kind of boring, kind of cringe. And Dosha rewound it to listen to the guy speak the entire time because thought cringe was entertaining.
Oh my god,
Cringe is funny.
I put my head in my hands and cried myself to sleep.
Because, okay, I saw, like, originally, for example, I was not interested in the One Piece trailer, but then somebody I follow on YouTube said, okay, so people are complaining or saying that the trailer doesn't look that bad, but I think that the trailer is going to be great because it's horrifically cringy, and that made me way more interested in watching the trailer. So I'm probably going to do that after we're done.
Luffy is Spanish, and what is his name? Bucky the Clown?
Spanish. Isn't he Filipino?
Is he Filipino?
So me and Curry both guessed Filipino because we didn't know what the fuck to describe it as.
I have heard people say that he's supposed to be a Spaniard. I have heard Filipino. I have heard like
Filipino's
other like
whatever
I even
it is,
heard
it's
someone
wrong.
making an argument for Pacific Islander, and I'm like, that's clearly not right.
I mean,
Point is, Luffy is an unidentifiable ethnicity, and the trailer looks god awful. I am so excited.
The only thing that looks good about it is the boat, but that's because Oda actually talked about how they designed the boat like practically.
Yeah, it's a practical effect. Unlike
That's
the
cool.
arms, which
The arms are like 2000 CGI.
Anyway.
Hold on, they put the arms.
No. Okay, we have to get started on this.
Okay, speaking of arms, let's talk about hands. This one doesn't have an arm though. So this is one of the games that I played a demo for. It's actually pretty fun. The demo is kind of short, definitely worth giving a shot. It has, as you can kind of tell, some actually customization. You can customize what you're wearing on your wrists.
You can put a watch on your wrist. You can put all kinds of shit. But no, yeah.
It's really Guerrilla Games Showcase, right?
Yeah, this is from Guerrilla, and this is one of the most standout ideas. It's really Glover-esque. But
yeah, that's what I said too when we watched it.
It's such a nice idea. Because that is a... what is the word I'm looking for? An underutilized idea. It's like, it's a very strange one, too. So it's like kind of out there.
It's simple, effective, and it shows what it does in the first 5 seconds of the gameplay footage.
It's
just you are a hand moving around, but it's not QWOP.
Yeah, it's not painful. Oh, don't worry, we'll get to that. There's going
We'll
to
get
be
to
one
that.
that might actually be
I
more
can't wait.
painful.
I am so
Oh,
excited
my
to
God.
now
It's
More
buy
so
that
about
game.
bad.
visuals than weird.
Anyway, but
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
so you
yeah.
can jump around, you can grab things, you can fling yourself. It's pretty fun. I do recommend trying out the demo if this looks at all interesting to you. Let's
It
just
is
move right
neat.
along to the next one.
It is, in
I
fact,
also
a Frito.
downloaded
They're
the demo
also
for this one,
Korean games.
Leximan. Now, Leximan is kind of like an attempt at doing Undertale,
Yeah.
but only memes and nothing else. You get to spell words, and with your limited options for words, you can do a couple of different things. At one point in with the demo, the character wanted me to do something to cool down the on fire, boiling, uh, thing you put potion
Cauldron.
brewing, whatever cauldron. That's the word.
There's a
And
potion called-
and Dosha said,
That's
just put
what-
dude or something. And I said, that's gonna work though. I want to do something that doesn't work. He's like, that ain't gonna work. I put dude, and a chill dude came out, and everyone just kind of calmed down, and that chilled down the cauldron.
Yeah, I feel like Undertale is going to have,
totally
like,
chilled out, dude.
what is the word I'm looking for here? Ripple effects? Because, like,
Yeah,
you
like
have-
Undertale is its own genre.
Yeah, you have, well, Earthbound is its own genre, let's be honest. Because Undertale is a spiritual successor to Earthbound, so if we're going to call it something,
Honestly,
it's going
I've
to
never
be an
played Earthbound.
like...
I don't think it's really. I think calling it a genre because there's no mechanical similarities between these.
No,
Well, I mean, you can
There
still
are.
look at this and say it's very clearly
There are
inspired by
not.
it.
I would make the argument that Undertale... Well, because Undertale did make a genre where it was almost unique, except for, again, like Earthbound, which it is a spiritual successor to,
I mean,
in which it's
Earthbound's a turn-based RPG.
It's a turn-based RPG, but to quote the the log line of Undertale, a friendly RPG where no one has to die.
I mean, I don't know if Undertale is really a RPG. It's more like a bullet hell game.
Kind of an RPG bullet hell.
Yeah, I guess. It's
Well, part of
it's
the
definitely mostly unique. So it does have its
But yeah.
line of imitators.
I guess
If you
it's a
have-
Western RPG, maybe. I guess.
If you're at all interested in this, go download the demo.
It's
And
more like an
also, if you're at
adventure
all
game.
interested in punting fish, go download the demo.
Hunt
But
the
anyway,
fish.
yeah, there
Lexi
have been a
Man.
number of Undertale imitators, but this one's unique mechanically. I think it's worth checking out.
Pretty cool. Moving
Actually, no, that's
straight-
probably not fair. There's at least one other. What was that rhythm game you played? That one.
Yeah,
was
Everhood.
Yeah,
Everhood.
Yeah, that was very inspired.
Everhood is very under.
Yeah. It even has the voice thing. Anyway, moving straight along to
Yeah.
Dosha, your turn.
my turn. So we're doing Dorito Pope Summer Games Fest 2. Let's see.
Damn, that's actually
So the
really
first
close.
The first one on the list is Sonic Superstars. Sonic Superstars is a big surprise. So this is the first 2D Sonic that they've made since the failure of Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
I mean, if
Yeah,
you're
I
counting
remember
Mania.
It looks
watched it,
good.
Very excited about the legs being the way they are.
They figure
Yeah,
eight.
It's taking a lot of cues from Sonic CD, visually at least. And you know what? I think that could be a good thing. This could. I don't have that much faith in Sonic Team, but I have enough to think that this might actually be good. Maybe it looks good so far, as long as they don't screw it up with a weird monetization model or like bad mechanics or something.
I do not have faith, but I have hope. So says
If
Dosha.
they stick to the ideas that were put forward as long as they paid attention to Mania, then I think this will be good. You know,
I
maybe
mean, it has a
look,
chance. It doesn't
people
look bad.
people like Frontier. People like
Dude,
Sonic
people
Frontier.
like Frontier.
People do like
Do they?
Frontier. It's pretty good.
Was it good?
Yes.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the first, the one that came before that, where you're like legitimately
Forces.
yeah,
No,
yeah. I was
Forces-
thinking of Forces,
Yeah,
where
who
it's
is
Sonic
this, by the
but
way?
anti-terrorism.
I mean, I don't know that they've ever stuck on a roll before, but they could start this time. Maybe.
I have no idea. Well, like I looked at this,
Look,
I
I
was like,
just want this. I just want it to be good.
I played Mania, and I was like, you know what?
Okay.
If it ever goes on sale for like X slow amount, I'll buy it. Because like I'm not a huge 2D Sonic fan, but I do have a handful of Sonic games I really like. Like I don't know if this makes me in a minority or not, but I had a fun time playing Unleashed a while back, like way back when, like when it came out.
Yeah, Unleashed
I
is
have-
probably some of the best boost style Sonic gameplay.
Yeah.
I have a friend
as long
who
as you ignore the
swears-
Werehog sections.
Yeah, I've got a friend that swears that Sonic 06 is actually a good game.
Well, the thing is, PO6 has made it pretty fun.
The original. He says it's not buggy at all, actually.
Wow. All right. Well,
That's,
he's objectively wrong.
That's a bold claim, Cotton.
I really want to download Project 06.
Also-
I have watched a video. Most of it's done. Like the main 3 story routes are done. There's just a little bit more that needs to be done to finish up the game entirely. So I'm kind of waiting on that.
So there is
But-
one thing that kind of stuck out to me in this trailer. It's a very small thing, admittedly, but I
Uh-huh.
really don't like old Amy's design at all. I feel like new Amy's
Yeah, and to
design's
preface
way
for anyone
better.
else who is worried about that, you can get
Yeah.
New Amy's design for free by signing up
Well,
for their newsletter.
Have you
Yep.
have you seen it? It's not really new Amy's design. The hair's still old Amy.
I think it just gives her like a new dress or something, or like the dress.
Yeah, it changes her dress. It's it's sort of like a half foot in, half foot out thing. It feels weird.
There's like
And also,
ahead.
I did notice at the start of this trial. I didn't notice until like earlier on, or just earlier. That thing we see at the end of the trailer is right here at the beginning. I will pop right
Yeah.
there. He's right there to the left.
swiper, no swiping.
Yeah, who is this swiper no swiping?
I'm
bitch?
pretty sure
Oh,
he's a new character.
Yeah, that's I forgot what his name was. He shows up at the end of the trailer too.
Yeah, but who is he?
I don't know. I don't know that much about like tertiary cast members.
Here, let me pull my
know a lot about
encyclopedic
secondary
knowledge. Let me pull my encyclopedic knowledge of Sonic the
Well, here's the thing.
Hedgehog
All right.
Deep Lore out of my ass.
I never played
I
Knuckles
expect
Chaotix,
Yoshi to
nor
have
do
that.
I know anybody who has put themselves in that position. I imagine if he's from anything, he's from that.
It probably. Honestly, he looks like he could be from the comics.
No, Knuckles Chaotix. It's a video game.
I think he looks like a comics character probably because I don't know diddly squat about the comics outside of like the little bit I know about Sally Acorn because of people not shutting up about her being naked.
So that's why, because they can't use anything. They legally can't use anything from the comics right now.
Yeah, no, I also
Yeah,
watched a video about that,
my-
and it's fascinating.
Yeah, all of the Ken Penderton stuff or whatever his name is crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna skip over to the guy showing up because I actually think I found them. Yeah, that is Fang the Sniper.
Oh,
Fang the Sniper. What's he from?
Well, let me play it. Continue playing while I continue looking you guys entertain.
Is it Knuckles Chaotix?
yeah, hold on, let me juggle.
I've got it. Okay, so he is in actually a lot of games.
Really?
Sonic the Hedgehog Triple Trouble, Sonic Drift 2, Tails Adventures, Sonic the Fighters, Sonic Jam, Sonic Mega Collection Plus, Gems Collection, Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic Generations.
He's in Sonic and the Black Knight? Wait, that's the
As a
only one
cameo.
that I actually recognize as like
as a
video game.
cameo.
Oh,
That
it's a
was
cameo. Okay. He's just in there. Alright. That's funny.
That's fucking
Most of
weird.
those-
Okay.
I haven't heard of like half of these games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually can't find a picture of him in Black Knight. It
I
must
keep
be a
telling people.
cameo.
People think Tosha, you're a big Sonic the Hedgehog fan. And I do like Sonic the Hedgehog games, but I'm not really that big of a fan.
Well,
The fact
the-
that I don't recognize half these games is good proof.
Well,
Look.
to bring back
Look.
I
I have played Sonic. I am the only proud owner of a physical copy of Sonic 06. Honestly, I'm the big Sonic fan.
the biggest Sonic fan in our group here is actually Chrysican.
I can't convince you to play Adventure for some reason. I don't know if you're that big of a Sonic fan.
Adventures are bad. No, I'm joking. Not bad.
What do you mean?
I
You're
have
trying to
tried
play
to play
games.
Sonic games multiple times. I can't get into them. I'm absolutely playing Frontier whenever I get a chance.
Look, Adventures 1 and 2 is an absolutely broken couple of games. I will admit they're probably some of the most fun Sonic games that they've ever made, but they are broken as well.
Hmm.
So
Also-
Sonic and the Hedgehog Triple Trouble is a Game Gear exclusive.
Oh.
Game
That's
Gear.
where
Oh.
he is.
Oh,
He
man.
was conceived as a Game Gear exclusive character.
I went to a restaurant once that served Game Gears as part of the like child menu experience. They would
I'm-
like
I'm
let you
sorry,
play
what?
with one for like 20 minutes before.
Oh, I thought you meant to eat. I was like, are
Nope.
they using them as plates? Did they boil them until edible?
That kind of stuff didn't exist back then. This is like the 90s.
You're assuming that edible game consoles exist now?
Have you seen what is going on in the fine
Oh.
dining experience?
Okay,
Okay.
we're not
Across the country?
counting. We're
Not-
not
They do some
counting.
really
We want
stupid
plates.
stuff right now.
We're not counting. We want plates. I mean, I'm talking like, is there a GameCube that I can take a? Well, actually, wait a minute. I guess there is.
Have you
is
not
it a
seen
cake?
like people served food on iPads? It wouldn't be that far of a stretch.
Oh my god, it's just
Okay,
the
so really
worst
quick
thing.
before we move on to the next game. So Fang the Sniper is his name in games. In the comics, he's Knack the Weasel.
Knack the Weasel.
So he's legally distinct comic man. Okay, so we were both right.
Well, I mean, the
That's right.
games that he's in predate the comic a little bit, so I guess they can.
Speaking of Comic Man, let's talk about Sandland.
Oh yeah, sorry, we're doing.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. So,
So-
hey,
Mr. Dragon Ball Z person,
Mr.
uh,
Akira Toriyama.
Yeah,
Akira
God.
Toriyama.
when me and Curry were watching this, we are trying to guess who is the big guy that they're talking about, big manga creator. And when we saw this, Curry was like, "Oh, it's what did you say? What did you say it was?"
Oh god, I was really trying to think of like what it could be. I thought it was Trigun for a minute because I just saw Desert. I was like, oh, Trigun. And then I was like, oh, it's just Akira Toriyama
Yeah,
again.
it's very Akira Toriyama.
It's
It
Akira
hurts.
The thing is,
Toriyama,
it's
but
cool.
again.
So Sandland is based off of a manga that he wrote in like 2001.
Yeah, it predates Dragon Ball.
Well,
Or
Dragon Ball
Dragon
No,
Z.
Dragon Ball's before that.
But like, to be fair, I'm not going to sit here and down it. The game looks great, and Akira Toriyama's art style is as good as ever, and it
I guess
works
it predates Dragon Ball
marvelously.
Z.
It works marvelously for like video games. I don't know why either. It's very strange. Like Akira Toriyama's art style just seems to suit CGI somehow.
It really does. And like I really like this trailer. I've never
Well-
heard of Sandland before this trailer.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch this game coming out with like as much effort that I possibly can because the two voice actors at the end of this trailer sound very familiar and no one's posted them online yet.
I think it's just everyone's building on the foundation of Budokai Tenkaichi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh yeah, Budokai Tenkaichi 4 is coming out. When is that?
I'm excited for that one, honestly. Budokai Tenkaichi was my jam. Like way
Yeah,
back
same.
when.
I put so many hours in that.
But yeah, no,
Oh.
Sandland looks cool, looks neat. It's another Akira Toriyama game. That's not
For-
much more to say about it, I guess.
For the audience,
Oh.
I don't Dragon Ball. I've never Dragon Ball.
I don't make a wish on them balls.
So apparently we're going to get more information about Budokai Tenkaichi 4 in next month.
Oh, cool. Why would
Surprise!
they wait until next month?
Because Bandai
GameStop,
Namco is
probably.
hosting a Summer Showcase at Anime Expo this year.
Oh, Anime Expo. Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, no, but it looks cool.
Yeah,
if
I'm
There's
excited.
nothing else to say. Let's.
Oh,
just
I
put
knew
on
that there
that.
was. Okay, I'll write that down for you guys then. I saw that Anime Expo had something listed for conferences, but I thought it wasn't anything important. So
It's fine.
I skipped
Well,
it.
Anime Expo also has a Genshin thing.
Yeah, but that's not going to be anything.
It's gonna
It
be
could
a
be.
big thing. They're probably gonna reveal more about the anime. But anyway, speaking
Oh,
of
yeah.
anime, let's
I
move
Yeah.
on.
forgot about
You
that.
forgot that they have the same team who made Demon Slayer?
So
Yes.
fucking good.
Anyway, now moving straight on from anime, we're going into I'm not sure what Under the Waves is, but we're into Xbox now.
Okay. This is one of mine. This is a neat. Okay, ever since Subnautica gave me thalassophobia, I've been kind of slowly wanting to play more and more like underwater themed games, and this looks like it'll scratch that itch wholeheartedly. So basically, the idea is you play I'm assuming like a repairman who goes around to various underwater structures, a little sub, to go and do his job and all that. But then random weird things start happening and mystery begins to ensue. It looks very like kind of underwater beauty horror-esque, and I'm just like, yeah, this looks pretty chill. I'm into it. Just give me more cool underwater games.
Which one was this one? This is Under the Waves. It's probably worth mentioning that this is by Quantic Dream.
Yes.
This is their next game. So it's the same people who did Heavy Rain, who did.
Oh. Is Heavy
what was
Rain the game where you can glitch the game and just scream a character's name at the end of the cutscene?
Yeah, it's that
Yep.
game.
John!
Cool.
So,
But no,
John,
yeah, it looks cool.
So, what was the game? Oh my god, I used to know all the names. What? The next game
Detroit
is the one
Become
about
Human.
Yeah, Detroit Become Human was the game. Wait, no, that was the game after the next game. So it was
Heavy
Quantic
Rain.
Dream had Heavy Rain, and then they had the one about like a spirit fox that possesses you. You go on an adventure across America with it.
What are you talking about?
All right, so the games they have on their list: 1999, The
Talking about the
Nomad
game
Soul;
in between Detroit Become Human.
2005, Fahrenheit; 2010, Heavy Rain; 2013, Beyond Two Souls; 2018, Detroit Become Human; and Star Wars Eclipse.
Oh
they're doing
yeah,
a
I
Star
totally
Wars
forgot
game.
about that.
Oh boy. Quantic Dream doing a Star Wars game sounds like either a recipe for total success or a miserable failure.
Oh, apparently we've got more information about it. It's an open world Star Wars.
Okay, fair enough. That
Interesting.
sounds more interesting.
Wait, Quantic Dream's doing an open world game? This is weird. That sounds weird. This is so out of their wheelhouse.
They have actually a couple more games that are TBA. Actually, there's one more that was released. Published under the label Spotlight by Quantum Dream. Okay, so Under the Waves is under that, as well as Sea of Solitude, the director's cut. There's two more TBAs: Dustborn and Lisfanga, the Time Shift Warrior.
What was that last title?
Lisfanga, the Time Shift Warrior.
At any rate,
so this isn't directly by Quantic Dream. This is by somebody else.
Published under the label Spotlight by Quantic Dream.
Okay, I didn't realize that Quantic Dream was doing publishing. Okay, that makes more sense.
Now we know.
So this isn't the next game after Detroit.
I mean, it doesn't really fit the mold.
Yeah, the next game after Detroit by directly them is Star Wars Eclipse.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, still, it doesn't change. I didn't even realize Quantic Dream was involved with this. I just looked at the trailer like, cool fish game, and then that's all I needed.
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough. So, moving directly on, Dosha, you're to blame for this one. You talk.
Oh, Jesus Christ, why?
Yeah, okay, so I mentioned, this is going to be really brief. I mentioned Pal World last time. And, you know, we have this trailer. It's as Pal World as it ever has been. You got the cute Pokemon creatures and stuff. So the big announcement that they wanted to say is that it's the, what is it, the early access, I think, is what they're announcing in this one. It's at the end of the trailer. I don't remember what they said. Anyway, it's going to be sometime this year. I think
Legally Distinct Salamence.
Yeah, Legally Distinct Salamence should say here.
Early access.
I swear to God,
like January 2024.
So in a moment when there's like 3 things flying across the same screen, could you pause it? Because I just realized something. Okay, so that's just Gyarados. Then there.
Oh, that's just Zekrom crossed with.
No, that's just Reshiram and
No,
Zoroark.
That one's a horse. It's got 4.
No, the one on the right. Look, the one on the right is
the
just
one on the left
Zekrom.
is horse. Yeah.
Just
the
Zekrom
one on the left
and
is the Pegasus. Oh,
not
I thought you were
Zekrom.
saying
Just
Reshiram.
Reshiram and just Reshiram and Zoroark put together. I'm like astounded at how legally distinct this shit is.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I get it now. Yeah.
It's just
legally distinct Pokemon with guns and or slavery.
It's
so this is what they did. They saw
saw
the idea for Pokemon. They saw the idea for
Fortnite.
Digimon, and they said yes.
I genuinely vehemently despise this fucking game.
It depends. I mean, we're obviously playing it, right?
No.
Okay, me and Dosha will play it then. I guess
Okay,
more
yeah,
fun. Wait, is there whole wait. Is there fucking slave labor in Pal World?
You guys thought I was joking every time I said that? Yes.
I didn't know I was joking, or I didn't know that
Legally
damn it.
distinct Lucario.
It's just all of it is you
guys have
so
no idea how
annoying.
legally think that Lucario is. Okay.
I'm just sitting here like, this is genuinely. I'm not even looking at this from like I am offended as a fan of Pokemon or something. Nothing like that. I'm just looking at this like
I'm amused by the concepts here.
this is such a bastardized fucking concept. It's literally just like Pokemon with guns and also Fortnite kind of. It's
Between
just,
this game
why not?
and between this game and their previous game, this is a company that is known for taking an amalgam of various ideas and then just throwing them at a wall, regardless of whether or not they stick, and then just making that into a game.
Is this the same people who are making the thing that's like Genshin but like 50 other games?
Yes.
I'm just like, this is just a company that regurgitates ideas. This is all it is.
They do it in like this wacky and kind of interesting way.
Creators of Palworld are like a mother bird feeding their young with their vomit.
No. I mean, they're definitely forcing shit down our throats, but beside the point. Good lord.
They're nourishing their
Can we
games.
please move on. I'm actually.
We can indeed, and we're going to move directly into an actually good game, Immortals of Avenum.
Ooh, baby.
Well, so I was more excited for this game than the previous announcement that happened last time. The more I see about the game, the less. I mean, not like in a major way. It's just I went from being kind of interested to not really that interested. The game looks less interesting in the gameplay than I thought it would be.
So, do you know what immediately made me not interested at all?
The creator.
Yeah, EA is involved. I am automatically skeptical. This game would have to come out to rave reviews for me to like actually give it a shot.
They did say there is no DLC or no microtransactions.
No microtransactions, single player only experience. It's just a video game.
That's good. I wish they would do more.
You'll have to play it by downloading Origins, but you know, if it's good, it's good. So this is, to me, it appears to be cut from the same cloth as something like Singularity or the BioShock games, but like with a fantasy twist to it.
I will
whereas
say,
those games were very sci-fi.
The idea of a magic shooter is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
That was what got me interested in the first place. There's some spell mechanics that seem kind of cool, but I don't know. I guess what I want is a demo, I guess.
Yeah, a demo would be great.
I'm just looking at it like, it looks fine, albeit a little bit bland in some instances. Like, a lot of the enemies don't really look inspired, frankly. Like, a lot of them look...
It looks like they put most of their effort into the animations for the spells.
Yeah. Also, I do want to point this out. I forget which one of you said this when we were watching.
It's probably Dosha for talking about the arms.
Yeah, like how awkward it is to, like, if you're trying to hold up your arms in your peripheral vision to mimic what it's like on screen, it's so fucking weird because you're walking
disagree
around
entirely.
T-Rex. It's so wrong.
You have to like raise your arm up like a crab.
It's like, yeah. Now you've made me crabby.
Yep.
Conserve power.
Yeah, I disagree entirely. I think it looks fine.
Oh my god. Where are your pants?
For shooters, it works because it's only your hand at most, and usually only just the gun that you're seeing, right?
Yeah.
So you can kind of put it out of your mind. It's not that. It's a little weird to be holding a gun like that, but it's not that weird.
Yeah.
What is weird is having your entire forearm in your peripheral.
It's so... For the sake of the game, I understand why they did it, but it does just look wrong.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Anyway.
I don't know. I like I can hold my hands out like that. Doesn't really look weird.
Yeah, do you walk around like that normally? Is that like a normal thing you do?
If you have to do that to cast magic, yes.
Okay, so
yeah, but it still looks goofy.
Carrot. So imagine, like, you know how people imitate Skyrim characters for like TikTok and whatnot? Well, I guess they've been doing it since before TikTok, just for like videos. Imagine doing that in real life in public for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that seems fine to me.
You are more open-minded than... Anyway, I think that's about it for this one. Shall we move on?
We shall. And up next is
Oh,
I feel like I'm not as excited in this game
Well,
as you
hold
two
on.
are. Oh, you have something else?
Yeah, this is part of the. We're moving on to Day of the Devs now. We're done with the Dorito Pope Summerfest.
Yeah,
Okay.
boy.
We're moving directly into Pokemon, but it's
Yeah.
volleyball this time.
The
Oh,
first game
this
was-
one's so cute. Okay, I want to start out by saying, good lord, this is on Kickstarter right now?
What did they have to do to come up with the ideas that they did here? It's a creature collector slash volleyball manager game slash relationship. You're building relationships
ball.
between the various creatures.
Yeah.
Like, what an it's turn-based volleyball combat. What a wacky idea.
It's so neat.
I feel like I'm gonna have to try a demo or whatever. Like somehow, I might have to watch a gameplay for this one because I feel like I'm just missing something. I don't really like it that much. I mean, the sprites are cute, the creatures are cute. I just feel like I'm not gonna like the combat that much. Also, to bounce off of what Curry said earlier, in their Kickstarter with $82,000, they have passed their goal of $68,000.
However, they have announced many stretch goals, but the game will now be made regardless. It's fantastic. Oh my god.
Oh, the next stretch goal is at $110,000 for online matchmaking. Oh my god, they're introducing a Nuzlocke, an Iron Man mode is what they call it, but Nuzlocke and a randomizer.
Yep.
Real rollback nut play.
This is this game, unlike
That's a different game. We're not talking about
Pokemon
that
with
game
guns.
today.
This is actually like straight up. This is how you do a Pokemon. Well, not a Pokemon like, I guess is what we call it.
There's a demo coming out. Wait, June. Wait, there's a demo out now.
Oh, brilliant!
There's a
I
demo
didn't-
out now. It's
I
been
didn't
out
know
for
there
2
was
weeks.
a demo. That's Nito Frito Bandito.
I guess I'll do the demo later tonight then.
Well, yeah, but I'm just looking at this like, if any game can make me want to try what I assume to be, like, this is turn-based, so it's not as bad, but this has also got elements of, like, strategy game in it. Any game that can make me want to try, like, strategy game aspects immediately catches my eye. I'm like, that's a hard bar to cross, so I'm pretty hype up about this. I love it.
Mm-hmm. So, before we go on to the next one, I'm gonna preface something. I have this game that I'm gonna switch it over to. I already know I'm buying. I haven't watched the trailer. I don't plan to. You guys go ahead.
Oh, this is gonna be a bit strange, though.
Well, I said this when you guys asked it.
Yes. I remember now. We've talked about this once before, we believe, but we kind of wanted to bring it up again because every single time we've seen it, it's just gotten better and better and better. So this is the next in a long line of games that are like kind of weirdly cerebral. Like what were some of the comparisons that people were drawing? It was like oh god, for some reason the name of the thing is escaping me. It's the one where you can make stuff like bigger the farther you get away from it, or smaller.
Superliminal?
Superliminal, yeah. It's in that kind of like mind-bendy space. So this is, you take a picture and you can utilize that picture to create a 3D environment to solve puzzles. So you're creating a 3D environment from a 2D environment. It's just so fucking cool. Like, the idea of it is just kind of insane, really. Because it's just so mind-bendy. Like, this feels fourth dimensional. So I'm totally into it.
Doesn't look right.
Just like, my god. I don't know if
Anything
I
else?
actually said the name of the game, actually.
You
did I?
find her.
Viewfinder, yes. But yeah, I'm totally looking forward to it. Like, just look at that nonsense. But yeah, we will move on since our dear Garrett cannot really comment on.
That's true. On to Ete.
Ete is one of mine. I really liked the idea of this game, not the idea of this person talking, but anyway. So it's basically a game where you have a limited field of view, and you color in your environment to expand what you can see. And the more color you get, the more colors you earn, and the more things that you can color in. It's just a neat, chill-looking game that looks really
Yeah.
artsy. Like, every now and again, I love playing an art house game where it's just well, like this, frankly. It's just a weird idea that is brought to life in a very unique way. I don't think I've necessarily seen a game like this before. So,
Yeah, it looks
it's
really
very cool.
cute. I remember distinctly. I was watching it with Curry, and we were both talking about how cool this looked.
Dog!
Then I separately watched it with Dosha, and Dosha was like talking about how bad this game looked.
Look,
Yeah.
I didn't say it was bad. It's like an artsy fartsy.
It's art house.
Yeah, it's. I don't like games like that. I don't like movies like that. I don't like anything like that.
But look, if you color the tree, it drops droplets for you, and then you can color the two children arguing.
Whether or not this is good depends on how closely it tries to replicate the unfinished swan.
Is Twitter gonna get upset with people coloring other people?
I think that man.
It's a good thing I wasn't drinking anything.
Man, I'm just sitting there like, I wanted to come up with a witty retort, but I actually think that people on Twitter would have gotten mad for the witty retort, so I'm just gonna not say anything.
Like Clash of the Titans.
I guess fuck Twitter? Okay, let's move on. Anyway.
Yeah, sure, we'll move on. So, the next game, I don't actually remember by name. Hauntil?
This is, almost all of the ones from this direct are mine. So, Hauntil it's a really neat looking game. Like, I know that we made a rule that it's like, oh, just neat looking game. Don't put that on if you have nothing else to say about it. But look at this art style, man. Look at this nonsense. You combine this all.
A pretty good art style.
You combine this all with a really kind of unique aesthetic, where it's like you're shadow in shadow. So it should be pretty difficult to see your character, but at the same time, it doesn't really seem like that's the case. You're like
3D in a 2D environment.
Yeah, you blend in with the background, and it's just like, it looks so neat. It's very reminiscent of like kind of the same style-esque, like when you only had one like color on a Game Boy way back in the day. Of course, like enhanced significantly, but it reminds me, just looking at it, of how back in the day they had to figure out a way to make characters stand out against their background environments while keeping them the exact same color. And this is like just a version of that that's taken to that extreme. I really think this game is going to be neat. And it just looks so beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah, it does look pretty neat. So, moving directly on.
Now that we have excited Dosha immensely, let's go to the next
Well,
one.
Incredibly.
Oh yeah, Haunty. So, just really quick with that game. Well, the game looks good. I would worry. This is just really minor, but I would worry that you'd lose your character in the background because of how detailed it is and how much your character does not. I mean, your character is designed with the same elements of the rest of the world. The world is two colors. Your character is those same two colors.
Yeah.
If you go off the path at one point and then you stopped moving your character, you set on the controller for whatever reason, I could see you losing yourself a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the, like, you can lose your
power.
cursor on a screen. I mean, you kind of see that too, but like, also this art right here is great.
Yeah, that's the cover art. Really neat.
Yeah.
It's a very pretty game.
I'm just looking at this like, this stands out
My
so
complaint
much.
is extremely
It looks
minor.
nice.
It's just something I noticed is all.
No, I agree. I think that that's totally possible, but I think that your character will be moving around distinctly enough and centered in the screen enough that it won't be that big of an issue. But I guess we'll find out, because I definitely want to pick this. It's super neat.
All right, so the next one, I also have no idea what this is. Mars first.
First Mars Logistics. Okay,
Yeah, okay,
so
this game is freaking awesome.
yeah, it's so neat.
Do you guys remember the game Besieged?
Yes.
All right, so
Oh,
this
this one. I skipped this one.
this
So
is
good.
Besieged, except you do a lot more. It's about solving tasks, but not necessarily violent tasks, right?
Yeah.
Your
You
main goal is generally going to be delivering things, and I think there's more tools and more. You have more tools in this game. That's because there's a lot more creativity that comes with this than just killing a bunch of people. I think.
the challenges of delivering a pizza on Mars require you be very adaptable.
There, he grabbed the
He
pizza.
has
set
the
the
box
It's
and
so
the pizza. It
good.
works.
It
It's
works.
just like
It just works. There's
this
so
is
many,
a
like the
wonderful little
various
game.
things they show of both success and failure. Man, that makes this game really interesting.
Yeah,
That's
Besieged
a
really is the key comparison here, but
look at that. I mean,
man,
look at that. That's so creative.
it's
The way that
no
they
for
do some
you.
of that stuff. I mean, this looks like it should work, and then we see here in a second, and it just doesn't. So cool, so cool.
Physics engine, boy. But no, yeah, I love it. I've been kind of falling for this aesthetic since Sable came out. This is very Sable.
Yeah, it's
I
got
d-
that flat cell shaded art
yeah.
style.
I really do like just enjoy this every now and again. So when I saw this, I was really debating whether or not to put it on my list, but I loved Besieged, and this has a lovely art style, and it looks delightfully silly. So I'm really into it. I think it'll be quite wonderful. Pick him up.
So,
There, they made a robot picker upper.
yeah, he picked up the robot. Oh, it's almost too heavy.
Keep going.
It worked though.
He's zooming.
Oh no!
No.
The robot broke.
Bump, bump.
Oh, they made a fucking.
This one is
hitch.
easily the sleekest design one. Look at that.
Yeah.
Boop. And clunch.
And also just a little. Yep.
And off we
Yeah,
go.
that's really well designed.
It just looks like it'd be so much fun.
It's so secure.
And then they showed this, which
They're like, they want you to have fun with the game, right? So they were like, I make a little man, and we're gonna have him jump off this diving board.
it's just really, really silly. But I think that this just means the devs really want to like look into this and be like, yeah, people are gonna just fuck around with this.
Yeah, and in this trailer they announced the what was it, the open beta or the early access, like
I believe it was early access.
2 weeks from the show, which means it's probably out now.
Yep.
Or it will be this week.
Very likely. Yep, there we go. 22nd.
22.
It's out. Yeah, it's out very soon.
2 days at the time of the stream.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
Oh, wait, Outer Sloth is a hand in this?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, I know Outer Sloth.
Fair enough.
Wait, are those the people who did Slay the Spire?
Oh,
I don't know.
No,
What
those
is-
are the people who did Among Us. Never mind.
Among Us.
Oh, that makes it even better. Oh no. Okay.
My
Yeah, no,
favorite
so
character.
With
Among
that,
Us.
I believe that's all of the stuff from Day of the
Yeah,
Devs.
that is the end of that showcase, and we move on to the hypest showcase of the entire day.
Oh, good.
Time for the return of Volvi!
Yeah,
Oh
so
my god.
man, Volvi has not had a game in a really long time.
been so many decades.
It's been so many decades, and
Oh.
finally he's back. He's back. Devolver finally brought him back. Wow.
Did you already pre-order your
What a
Volvi box?
monument.
Okay, actually,
I
fun
kind of
story.
wish we had a picture of the merch store.
Yeah, there's actual Volvi merch that is
I can
finally
get the merch
available
picture, I'll pull it
again.
up.
And so here's the thing, right? A lot of it already sold out.
No.
They probably didn't make a lot, but yeah.
Well, they didn't expect the return of Volvi would be as popular as it is?
Oh my god.
No, I mean, like, they were kind of tepid in it. I mean, remember that this was more about Volve E than it was about Volvi.
I mean, I guess. So if I do this, I think this
Hold
were
on. I will just fade us really quick while you fix it up.
cool. You know, okay. In that case, then I will pause the video and not fuck up the video, and I will just switch it over to this, and you tell me if I need to cut anything off on the sides or the top.
Yeah. Can you like zoom quite see? You get rid of your bookmarks. I mean.
I don't know how to. Here, I'll just save the picture.
Yeah, just open it as a picture. That'd be much better. But yeah, there's Volvi Pogs.
Yeah.
Because just why on earth would there be? Oh wait, they restocked the plush.
I have a Pogs case somewhere.
This was so I don't know how old this picture is.
Oh, okay. So
Okay, and then I switch it over to the picture version.
there we go, much better. So yeah, you got your Volvi plushes, several classic Volvi t-shirt. You got like the classic Volviland t-shirt, like that's super good. That used to be a collector's edition back in the 90s. You could not get that shit. That's like that's like deep lore Volvi nonsense. And then you have an original like Volvi a la Sonic when he crossed over with Sonic back in the mid 2000s and saved the franchise.
Yeah, it's great that they're finally re-releasing that poster. It used to go for like hundreds on eBay.
Oh yeah, 100%. And then you have the Volvi hat. Honestly, I think the Volvi hat's a little bit basic because like
it looks like you work for some bargain bin store.
Like everyone and their grandma has a Volvi hat by now. Like it's the same thing as like an Ash Ketchum hat. Like you just have it all the damn time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like honestly, the Pogs are the biggest surprise for me because honestly, what is with this weird resurgence of Pog? Like
I mean,
it's a cool retro thing to have. I don't know what to tell you.
They were originally on fucking milk toppers. Just bring me milk. Give me Volvi milk.
I don't think you got slammers that way though.
I mean, they do show Volvi milk in the stream essentially.
I mean, fair enough.
You remember Pogs enough to know? Weren't you? You would have been born after they stopped being really sold.
Well,
I'm going to preface: I have actually never held a Pog. As big of a fan as Volvi back in the days, I never actually held an actual Pog.
That's fair.
My uncle had a case of Pogs, and I inherited that case with the Pogs in it. I have some Pogs.
I have some Pogs that I bought from Limited Run back in the day. Because, like, Pogs haven't been around since, like, the early 1700s, so it's been a hot minute.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great, finally, they're bringing them back.
It's really good. It's really nice.
And
honestly, it's just steal that they're selling that pack for $10.
Anyway, now that we've thoroughly explored the return of Volvi, shall we go on to Volvi's first
That's
creation?
right, we'll return to the video of Volvi's return.
Volvi, as it were.
Go ahead and switch it over. But yeah, so we get to see some more things about the history of Volvi.
Yep. Pretty exciting. It's in all kinds of games back in the day. You kids watching this probably have no idea who he is, but man.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, if you were born any time past 1576, you probably don't know.
Yeah,
it's so fucking weird.
Real classic video game character.
It's like true classic. Like he predates the existence of man. It's really good.
Yeah. Some people say he's our god, and they're right. Anyway, moving right along. So I think I actually have this trailer twice.
Anyway, so
yeah, okay, I have this twice. Okay, hold on. All right, so the next one in this showcase was a game that I did not expect to show up.
No,
this is a Bennett Foddy game, and I am very excited to say that word.
I'm horrified and also incredibly happy.
For both QWOP and getting over it.
Yep.
He did not do QWOP.
He didn't do QWOP? I thought he did.
No, he does now, though, because he's making his own version of QWOP. It's called Baby Legs.
It's so...
Baby steps.
It's so strange.
Ape Out and...
Wait, no, never mind. Holy shit, you're right. Bennett Foddy did QWOP.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I thought QWOP was made by some nobody. That's insane.
No, like this looks...
Well, he was a nobody at the time.
Okay, so no, this is actually a much bigger deal than I thought it was. I thought it was him riffing on QWOP. No, he's riffing on his own idea of QWOP.
Every single time I see this trailer, I just feel pain in ways that I didn't know I could feel.
With that in mind, I'm gonna go pre-order the game right now.
So, look, This game is very simple. If you don't know what Bennett Foddy is, and I'm saying what, not who, because I genuinely believe he is a what, then
Oh,
this is a
He is a
game
construct.
in which you control somebody by balancing them and independently utilizing their feet.
yeah, it probably takes 4 buttons to walk.
Yeah, it's just oh dear. It just looks so delightfully awkward, I guess is the best way to say it. It's so
Yeah, like
fucking...
I never beat Getting Over It, but I had a lot of fun with Getting Over It, so I'll probably buy this one for sure.
I will never play Getting Over It as long as I live. I genuinely feel like
It's
it
kind of
will
fun.
give me an aneurysm. It just... I have watched
So
people play it. I watched
Getting Over
Markiplier
It-
play it all the way through. And I can't wait for him to play this, because you know he's gonna play this.
So
But...
two things.
Oh, no.
So
Getting over
you've
it
watched
can be a little
play-
fun. You just need to
yeah,
know when to stop.
Yeah, that too. So you've watched me play Getting Over It, and because I streamed a little bit in our group here, and in that process, I had a lot of fun. Then I went to play Jump King, and I was immediately pissed, and I don't know how to explain
Oh,
what the difference is.
Jump King is a rage game. Like, I would almost say it's more rage-inducing than Getting Over
That's
It.
because
kinda.
Jump King is thoroughly unfair. With Getting Over It, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know, I feel like in Bennett Foddy, if I make a mistake, I know it's my fault. In Getting Over, or in Jump King, I feel like if I make a mistake, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Like, this game
There's
legitimately looks terrifying to me.
there's a streamer that I follow that's playing. There's some new hot games similar to Getting Over It. That's hot right now. Get it for like $20 on Steam or something. Streamer I follow, Speedrunner. He started playing the game, and he fell, losing 8 hours of progress. He fell all
Oh,
the way
yeah.
to the bottom.
Yep.
Wow.
God. Anyway, yeah. So if you like Getting Over It, get the game. If you don't like Getting Over It, fuck you, get the game. Moving on, straight to the
Oh,
next
God.
one.
All right, next one is the Microsoft conference.
Yep.
We're already on the. Oh wait, no, you're right. We're right. Clockwork Revolution. We begin. So I put this on my list. So when I'm watching this, I was like, "Oh my god, is this fucking Bioshock Infinite 2 or something?"
It really feels like
Because
it, doesn't it?
it's very Bioshock
It could be
Infinite.
that.
But
I thought
I
it could be
really
Dishonored.
I really like the concept. You've got time powers, and I like time powers when they're done right. But like it's a steampunk. Is steampunk the right
Yep,
word?
Yeah,
Steampunk, for
steampunk
sure.
is correct, yeah.
Yeah, it's steampunk,
almost-
time powers, Bioshock Infinite again this time. It's a cool looking game. If you like Bioshock Infinite, you'll probably like this game.
It's also
Do
like...
people still like Bioshock Infinite?
I do.
Yeah, it's one of the most popular Bioshock games, I think.
I'm just sitting here
Being
like...
popular doesn't mean it's good.
For
I
some
think most
reason-
people kind of warmed up to that.
I'm getting like Dr. Seuss vibes almost from it, especially from that like dude who's walking down the street on the treadmill. Like that seems very Seussian. Oh my god. But like this is... It definitely looks like it could be a neat game. However, I think that this is like a perfect example of a game that I would play if someone bought it for me and not like... Maybe if it was like super cheap. Like I will wait for like 7 years or something for this to be $5 and buy it. It's like I'd play it, but I don't want to spend money on it. Is my general.
Like that.
It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't strike me as something that I would want to pay full price for. And I can't really put my finger on why, because I agree, it looks fantastic. The aesthetic is great. I like the time period too, and look at that. Look at those mutton chops. Holy shit. But like, I don't know. It just it's strange to me that I'm not called to this game like I was like Bioshock Infinite, and there's actually another one that was similar to it.
Well, Bioshock Infinite had a sort of pedigree to it and a cute character.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll
but-
definitely be playing this because I currently have Game Pass, and I can't find myself a reason to stop paying
Oh,
for Game
yeah.
Pass.
No,
But everyone-
if you have Game Pass, then that changes the whole fucking argument. But until
Yeah.
I start paying for Game Pass, I get that's a really good way to play it. If I ever do pay for Game Pass, I would gladly play this game. That's a
Bioshock
really
Infinite had a character that revolutionized 3D animation. So I
A
mean,
friend in our group was giving out 1 month subscriptions for free to it, and in that process, I found out I had a 1 month for subscription for Game Pass Ultimate. So now
oh,
I'm addicted.
I see.
That was
nice.
how I was playing Hi-Fi Rush and the
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
power
that's
washing.
another game that I want to
Play
play.
two
Hi-Fi
maybe.
Rush looks.
Yeah, it's really fun. Okay, anyway, moving right
Well,
along
hold
to the
on.
next. Oh, go ahead.
I want to talk about the aesthetics here. So normally, I used to say that I really like the steampunk aesthetic, but then I realized it was perfected like 20 years ago. Nobody's made a game that looks quite as good since then. I think. You
What
What
have
what
game do you
what
have in
game are
mind,
you
Ezra?
referencing?
not ref. Well, I guess there is a game. I like the Rise of Legends aesthetic for the Vinci faction, and I like Girl Genius, the webcomic. I think those two have basically
Fair.
done it perfectly,
Yeah,
and
I'm not
fair.
sure
everyone
what
else
either.
is just a worse version.
Girl Genius is a
So
wonderful webcomic. I've actually been meaning to see if I can like get it, like
it's still
get a
going too.
book of it, because like I really want to read it, but it's so long. Oh my god.
Yeah, I've got the first volume.
Yeah. I want to put it on my shelf.
Yeah, it's pretty great, but it's difficult. I think to I don't know. I don't think it's probably fair to say it's overdone. Maybe it is. Certainly in novels, it's overdone at this point. I think.
Oh, it's made by Phil and Kaga Foglia. I know those people from Magic.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Also,
comics are pretty good. It's definitely worth checking out. Uh, so the thing I guess that doesn't the aesthetic's just not what I'm looking for in Clockwork's steampunky style, and I'm sure it's fine. It looks like it's a shooty gun single player, like Bioshock, like Singularity, like presumably Immortals of Avenum. Immortals has that sort of fantasy aesthetic that sets it apart from the rest of this. But while this is definitely a type of fantasy, it's not that different from something like what Singularity had or what a bunch of other the sort of like retro sci-fi visuals or something
Yeah.
that a lot of games seem to like to go into, and so they kind of veil the fantasy under a veneer of science, which Immortals of Avenum's not trying to do. I think that's probably what sets it apart.
I think that this is a perfectly fine steampunk thing. Again, I have no issue with it, but I'm just like, it's
Mhm.
fine. But anyway,
Okay.
shall we move
So
on?
moving directly on to the wow, amazing! They're making a sequel to Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Holy shit! Like
Yeah,
So-
this is really surprising. So, Microsoft Flight Sim, that came out a couple of years ago, was the first time we'd gotten a Microsoft Flight Sim since something like 2003 or something. So, to get another one this quickly is not something I don't think anybody expected. At first, I thought this was just an update for the game that we already have, but this is a whole new one.
Yeah.
Yep.
This every single time I see Microsoft Flight Sim, I'm like, I want to get this game, and I genuinely do not know why. I have never played a flight sim in my life.
Because it's so
Yeah.
good looking, and planes are cool, or
It's
aircraft are cool.
really, it's really beautiful, like astonishingly beautiful.
So the main reason that I put this on the list to talk about, I am never going to play this game. However, I follow a lot of people that do, and they put like a lot of effort into the content they make for these kinds of games.
Mhm.
And this is just showing how much time and care and love they're putting into this. There is so much more you can do now. It's not just like fly from the airport and land in Hawaii. It's now save someone who's in the forest or something.
Yeah, they're really diversifying what types of aircraft you can fly and interact with.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, they really are diversifying everything. For example, Time for the first crossover for Microsoft
Well,
Flight Sim 2.
Hold on a second. That's probably not fair because last time, blah blah blah. The last game had a pelican from Halo.
It did.
It did,
This is
and
for
it
the
was
next
really
game,
hilarious because you could go to low orbit with it.
Mhm.
This is so. It took me a minute to realize that this was Dune, but
So
this is pretty cool.
Well, none of us
I've
have watched
never
the
seen
movie, right?
Dune before, but I do like this. It looks pretty cool, like it's satisfying. Dosha pointed out that it's like it would really destroy the wings doing it like that, but it's still
Well,
cool.
It's
100%.
horrifically impractical to have wings that do that. It works in wildlife because wildlife don't have the ability to produce rotors.
Yep. Well, and they're also small, so smaller is better for that kind of a thing.
Well, no, because it's still it's still putting a beating on their joints. But the thing is that animals are self-healing, which means they can stop and repair their wings internally, like the muscle structures and stuff. And they don't get wear and tear that much. Also, there's the fact that dragonflies don't live that long. An aircraft like this would probably need to last for a really long time. It doesn't self-repair. It's not going to self-repair in those joints. Those joints are really complicated. You could replace it with one. You could replace it with 2 rotors, and you have the same thing. It's also these wings sticking out the side. It just increases the profile of your vehicle compared to something like a helicopter.
Well, yeah, but they show where you can like collapse the wings.
However, I concede that it's cool. So
Yeah,
it is cool. But like, the more I look at this, I'm like, to be fair, you have to also do like science, like magic sci-fi science. There's like an nth metal or something that's borderline unbreakable and can withstand incredibly high torque. You know, you can just do that.
I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
if it's resistant. That's the question.
Wait, hold on. I just noticed something at the end there. Did that just say 40th anniversary?
Yes.
Oh my god, it does.
Dude, Microsoft Flight Sim has been around since before we were born.
God, how did they do that with the kind of technology at the time?
You had telemetry data.
You know, 40 years ago would have been, what would that be?
That would be 83.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wait, is that right? Yeah, I guess that is right, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, 1983. So, yeah, it would have been very rudimentary. Have you ever looked at footage of like Star Wars X-wing?
Nope.
Probably, but I don't rember.
Yeah,
it probably looked kind of like that.
Okay, I'll have to look into
rest
that later.
until we get another Star Wars dogfighting game.
Or like the first Star Fox game.
So I'm gonna preface really quick before we go to the next one. I put these a little bit out of order, so I'm gonna have to skip a trailer. We'll go back to it though.
That's fine.
First up, Curry, your floor for a while.
Oh,
Tell me about Persona 3.
This game fills me with so much excitement and worry at the same time. I am a huge Persona fan. I am an enormous Persona fan. I fell in love with Persona because of Persona 3 back when I was an edgy, not really so edgy high school student, way back in the day. This is easily, like, Persona 3 is the darkest Persona in the entire franchise, bar none. I don't care what the
more
argument
than 1 and 2?
Those don't count. Anyway, so basically this remake got me super excited. I am like, oh my god, they just gave this like a new coat of paint. It looks great. And then I was told they replaced every voice actor.
Every single one.
Oh,
and a lot of the voice actors that were in the original are still active.
Yeah.
Yuri Lowenthal was the host of a conference the next day.
Like, who was the problematic one again? There was one.
I can't remember his name. The guy
He
from
plays
he plays Elric. Right?
No, not in this game. He plays Junpei, or he played Junpei rather. Can you look that up? That is rather important.
There's also
I remember his name. I cannot remember his face.
So
Junpei Iori.
Yeah.
Persona 3 Reload has basically all of the content from FES, from what I understand. They
Hold on.
Except you can't play as a girl.
We will get to that. Hold on. I will explain.
Nagna.
Yeah,
that's the
that's
other
it. There's a number of voice actor things that are coming out where a bunch of famous voice actors turn out may or may not be pieces of shit. In this case, I can understand replacing that voice actor, but I don't understand why in the hell you would replace every last one of them. I mean, to be fair, they could all be fine, and I could be worried about nothing, because, like, I'm sure the game will be fine. Because I am absolutely floored that they're including stuff from FES, because that is something that I wasn't expecting, because FES hasn't been properly re-released since the PS2. So, I'm very glad to see that.
PSP, wasn't it?
No, PS2. So here's the difference, right? Because this confuses a lot of people, and you included by the sound of it. So Persona 3 has a number of different versions. Primarily we can just split it into the original Persona 3 FES, and Persona 3 Portable. Persona 3 and Persona 3 FES are basically the same game. One is just a sequel to the other. And Persona 3 Portable is a version of Persona 3, just regular Persona 3, that has two main changes. One being it is stripped down quite a bit, so it was made into a portable game, so there's like a basic overworld map, but there isn't much 3D exploration. And the big addition to it was you could play as a girl. This is the only Persona game. Persona 3 Portable is the only game in the entire series where you can play as a girl. And I kind of fully understand now why they decided to re-release Portable instead of re-releasing Persona 3 FES, because they were leading to this. I think when we talked about them re-releasing Portable and I was excited, I was like, I don't know why it's not FES, but here's the reason. I don't think anyone was expecting this. Admittedly, this was leaked before it came out, but it could be good, it could be a mistake. I really hope that they do a good job with it. Atlas is one of the few game companies that I will firmly trust until proven otherwise, so let's see what they do.
So really quick, when I was looking up the voice actor Vic Magagna, I did a double check, and I don't think we actually had the confirmation for this last time. All of the Japanese voice actors are the exact same.
Yeah. Which, I might honestly just change it to Japanese if that's the case. It's just really strange that they changed all the English. Anyway.
Yeah.
I guess in particular.
Moving 3 + 1 = 5?
Yeah. Hey, look at this. It's another Q Labyrinth game, but it's Persona 5 this time. Yay.
Cute Labyrinth game.
So,
yeah, Q Labyrinth side series they have.
There is a long list of Persona side games. They have different like styles and different plays about them. This isn't the first time it's been like a strategy or a tactics or whatever. But yeah, it's interesting because this formerly was only on like the 3DS and DS. I believe that this is the first time a side game, or no, this is the second time, because the most recent Persona 5 beat-em-up game also does that. But I'm just looking at this like, oh man, this is adorable. I'll try playing a Persona spin-off game again. I don't think I've ever actually finished a Q Labyrinth game. I've bought like 3 of them, and I just played them a little bit. And
Enjoy your first tactics game.
I'll try. Also, the name is kind of dumb.
Maybe a little bit.
You know what,
have
maybe
never.
we can get you on playing. Damn it, what's it called? Never mind. Go ahead.
I've never finished Persona 5. I plan to. But I got a decent chunk in, but I don't know if I'll end up playing the tactics. I do want to play Persona 3 and 4. I'll probably play the originals that I can, at least with the original voice actors where I can. But regardless, Atlas wasn't. They showed one more thing.
Oh yeah.
This is
monstrosity.
Metaphor Refantasio or Tasio, and I am super excited for this. They decided we wanted to do not Persona. We don't want to do Shin Megami Tensei. We want to do something else. It's the same thing, but again this time, but it's something else.
Real talk. forgot that I was at the Microsoft conference for this, and I was like, wait a minute, are they really doing another Fire Emblem crossover?
Yeah, no, I thought this was Fire Emblem 2 for a minute. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, the person I showed in person also said, "Is that Marth?"
Yeah, like it's so hilarious, but also it looks really good. Like this is
It does
definitely
look good.
this is Atlas being Atlas for sure. Like my god, it's incredibly like this, but it is a bit more distinct than Persona or Shin Megami. Like it stands out.
Until they showed the name, I thought it was just Shin Megami. However, Curry, you said you found some information out about this.
Okay, so this game, apparently, it has been going in development for a while. It formally was... Hold on, I have to look up what the previous name of it was. I think it was just called Fantasia or something.
Either just Metaphor or just Fantasia.
No, it wasn't Metaphor. Metaphor is the new title. Hold on a minute. Metaphor...
Metaphor,
Fantasio.
Oh yeah, what I was trying to say is Disgaea.
Oh yeah, this guy would also do it.
If you end up liking that tactics game, maybe we can get you on Disgaea, which I think you might also like.
I watched
Perhaps.
a friend play Disgaea for like 20 minutes, and that game looks awful. But the Prinny games
What?
look fun.
Formerly,
What do you mean awful? How does
Okay.
it look awful?
I found it. This was formerly known as Project Re-Fantasy,
Don't
and
you
it
want to?
apparently
what-
has been
Yeah.
apparently has been totally like redone into, well, not totally redone, but it's been like reincorporated in a bunch of different ways. So they had this in development for a while, and they kind of switched direction to it. And it's super weird that all of this was at the Microsoft conference.
Yeah, especially when there's an Atlas conference.
Yeah, well, the Atlas conference is
Super
basically
weird,
just to
brother.
talk about this. But formally, Atlas has never been on Microsoft. They've rarely been on PC. It's only ever been primarily Sony, and then secondarily Nintendo.
Yeah,
So,
Persona
yeah.
3 coming to the Xbox is a big deal.
Yeah, it's actually quite large. So, I'm very, very enticed by all of this, and I am
Yeah, I'm
excited.
definitely buying Refantasio.
It looks
So-
so good.
I want to see
Moving
more
right
of it, but it looks interesting. I mean, okay, it's a JRPG. I'm automatically invested, but
Obviously.
Also,
Uh,
the logo looks cool.
cautiously.
Look at the little tooth jumping around.
So after that, I gotta skip past the Persona 2.
Well, I
Persona
mean, I've
3.
never played a Persona game. I've never played Shin Megami Tensei, so to
So,
say, I mean, more than that,
I mean,
I can't be that excited.
realistically, if you've played Persona 3, you've played a Shin Megami game, because
But I
Persona
haven't.
3 is like as close to Shin Megami as you can. But
I mean,
moving
maybe-
on, I
maybe
had
I'll
to
play-
put this on here. I had to put this on here because, man, this aesthetic looks great.
yeah,
Again,
it's
I'm
stop motion.
Yeah. Like, this is one of the few things that I wanted to include that only had a trailer and no gameplay to it. But I just love, like, the deep south aesthetic. It's such a cool thing.
Yeah.
It's
And
got
the
a good
song
thing in
is, song is beautiful.
The song is a blues song. Yep.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see what this game actually turns into, because if this is the aesthetic they're going for, I'm invested. Yeah.
Yeah, keep talking about it. I'm gonna see if they released any gameplay.
Well, there's not really a lot to say about it. Clearly it involves like some kind of like monster hunting thing, because you have this young upstart basically talking to a giant blues musician. So she's looking around to hunt something. So I can assume it's going to be either kind of like an adventure game, or maybe more similar to Monster Hunter or something like that. That's what I
Who knows?
think anyway. But like, you can just
Okay,
assume it
here's
from the
what we
video.
know about it. From the creators of Contrast and We Happy Few, South of Midnight is a spellbinding third-person action-adventure game
Yep.
set in the American Deep South.
Yep,
As
yep.
Hazel, you will explore the mythos and encounter creatures of Southern folklore in a macabre and fantastical world.
Macabre is the word I was looking for. Thank you. Good.
Wasn't We Happy Few turned out to be like a really disappointing game for a lot of people? Or am I thinking of something else?
I don't remember.
Wasn't that like there was a big controversy about it or something?
I
am
do
not sure.
remember at all. But I'm just looking at this like this is possibly gonna be. If the trailer is anything to go off of, I'm into it.
So anyway, that was South of Midnight. Moving right along, I believe this is a curry once again for Kunitsu Gami.
Oh
Path
yes,
Goddess.
Path of the Goddess. This game looks so. There's been an absurd amount of like hyper stylized kind of. God, what's a good comparison to? Honestly.
Well, this was made in the RE engine, so really anything with the RE engine looks like this.
Yeah, it's a Capcom game. It's similar to like I thought for a brief moment that this
Okami.
was Okami when it was first revealed because I saw like the kind of similarities in the art style and texture, and then a bunch of arms came out, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, this game is very, very heavily Japanese. We surprisingly don't get. I mean, we get games that take place in Japan. We don't usually get ones that are this deeply Japanese folklore-y.
Yeah, this is like deep rooted into like Shinto and yokai and that kind of thing, which they aren't uncommon tropes, but this looks incredibly like creatively wonderful. Like this is like bright and colorful and weird, and it's meant to be like kind of ugly but beautiful at the same time. It's absolutely
An ugly yet beautiful world.
Sure, why not? Like, look at it's just like an explosion of colors with the ugliest models possible. It looks so neat. I have no idea, like, where the game would go from here, but I assume that if this is the sample they're willing to give, that it would just continue to, like, escalate and go into, like, different areas and do all kinds of stuff. Because there are as many gods and demons and yokai in Japan as there are that used to be villages, because every village used to have their own kind of like folklore and that kind of thing. So there's near endless things that you can derive to make a game like this, especially one this beautiful, just as creative as possible. So I want to see where they go with it. It looks like it could be absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, I want to see more gameplay first, but it does look pretty cool. So moving right along, before I hit the next button, Curry, do you have your soapbox ready?
Oh god, are we here already?
We're here.
Fuck is wrong with Blizzard?
I don't really know anything about Overwatch. I've never played it.
Okay.
What's wrong with Blizzard? Everything. Ever since like 2016.
Yeah, like
I recently
genuinely.
found out Tracer was gay, which was a surprise.
Everyone knew Tracer was gay.
Is she?
I mean, the amount of porn you would see of her, you wouldn't think that, but no. She is canonically gay, yeah.
Yeah, turns out.
Here's the thing, right? I used to really like Overwatch. I just mained Zenyatta. He's my boy. I really still like the aesthetic and the world of Overwatch. However, Okay, so Overwatch 1 came out. It was a very big hit. It was very well received. And they randomly almost were like, hey, we're releasing Overwatch 2. And the main selling point for Overwatch 2 was hero mode, which was going to be like, you can level your hero's abilities independently, you have story missions, and you have all of that, right? So they, like, a few weeks before this came out, or this announcement came out, they said, yeah, we're scrapping that. Just the whole point of there being a update to Overwatch at all, like an update to a sequel to Overwatch, it was just not at all. There was no point anymore. But Overwatch 1 had been shut down, so now Overwatch 2 was the only thing that was available. It's just this astonishingly bad, just terribly planned out, incredibly greedy thing. You basically promised the entirety of the Overwatch community there would be like more or less an entire new game built on top of the game that already existed, and then just ripped the rug out from under everyone and said, "Nah, that doesn't exist anymore." That's basically what happened 2 weeks prior to this. And then they come out with this trailer where they say, "Hey, there's going to be, story missions or whatever." I forget what they called them.
Yeah, it says here. I'll skip right to the where they say. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it is just new story missions.
Yeah. So everyone kind of was like, "What does that mean?" Because you just said there weren't going to be that. So a few people, me included, I genuinely thought that this was them doubling back on it and saying, "Okay, we received so much bad press that we'll try to do that." So turns out that's not the case. Whatever it's called, it's really irrelevant because these story missions, quote unquote, they ain't free. You have to buy a battle pass, I believe like a $15 battle pass or something, to unlock the story missions as they're released.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this has
How
all
many
the vestiges.
story missions do you get per battle pass?
Yeah, I'm gonna check right now.
1. I believe it's fucking 1.
That's probably sounds about all
For
right.
$15, you get access to 3 story missions,
3, okay.
a legendary skin for Sojourn, and $10 in Overwatch premium currency.
I'm just like,
There's also a premium bundle for $40, which gives you the same things as well as 2 more skins, $20 of premium currency, and skip 20 levels of the battle pass.
it's so nakedly greedy. Like, it's not even, they aren't even trying anymore. I remember when Overwatch was like the community was admittedly trash and probably still is, and the fucking competitive circuit was the most toxic thing I'd ever witnessed. But people still liked the game. But it's
Oh my
now
God.
more or less been ruined by this rampant, excessive greed. Like, I know people always just like, "Oh, AAA games, they're just like, they just out to get your money." I'm sure there's a lot of good people working on Overwatch and a ton of like talent, and people really want to make it work, and people are really passionate about it. I'm not trying to put anyone down, but holy fuck, fuck Blizzard, fuck Activision Blizzard. They legitimately ruined this. I am
Yeah, they
blown
really
away.
did. So, Curry, how long do you think one story mission is? We have the actual runtime.
Oh, please tell me it's like 15 minutes.
Okay, without cutscenes. Yeah. 30 minutes.
Oh,
Oh no. It gets worse the more I hear about it. Like, genuinely, it gets worse and worse. They have not made it better at all. There has been no improvement. It is just
So, okay,
continued to
the main
capsize.
differences from Overwatch 1 to 2 in this thing I'm reading.
Yeah.
Blizzard, quote, ended loot boxes, implemented a battle pass, went
Yep.
free to play.
Yeah, that's literally it. Yeah, and
So
I need to
it's
say
now,
this.
it's a
This
free
is a
game and
free
there's no loot
game.
box.
They're fucking it up this bad. How do you do that?
Like, obviously, they need to have some form of income with the battle pass that makes sense on a free game.
Yeah,
But, like, story missions should not be paywalled.
yeah, like this, and this is the thing that everyone is saying. Honestly,
well, I don't know about if I say that completely fairly. I think you can paywall story content. I think what Halo Infinite did, I mean, regardless of how that game actually turned out, the idea behind the multiplayer is free, but you pay for the story mode, I think that's fine. It's just the way they're going about it here that's the issue.
well, here's the thing,
Yeah,
though.
it's the execution for sure.
The execution is bad. They already have bad publicity. But the thing is, it's also unreasonable as all get out. Because, like, you're not paying, like, $30 for access to, like... Here, for comparison's sake, I played Destiny. So, in Destiny, you have content that is locked to a season, and along with the season you get a battle pass. It's very similar to this model. However, with Destiny, you have a plethora of activities you can do without having bought the season. The season itself lasts for months on end, and you get new story quests and everything, and like special hidden secret missions and exotics and shit. Every single season update, and the story quests go for hours at a time and develop over the course of the season. And for that, it's like $10, basically. So if you buy like the new big setup and then all of the other stuff, I think it's roughly like $80 per year is what it is. Do that math with Overwatch, and you basically will be doing something similar to it, but you have 3 immediately available story missions and that's it. So, whereas Destiny is doing it for, like, over a more stretched out period of time and letting a story develop in between you doing, like, weekly stuffs, you're going to get 3 missions for actually more than you would for an entire season of Destiny. And they're going to last you for less than an afternoon. And then you're just left with just Overwatch again. Which is... I'm just astonished at how the fuck they think this is a good idea. And
it's going to be very interesting to see how it pans out whenever it comes out.
I don't know if it'll pan out at all. This has prompted like a mass drop-off from Overwatch. I'm pretty sure that... I don't remember who said this. It might have been Jesse Cox. But this smells like a game where the developers are just trying to milk as much as they can out of the final dedicated portion of their fan base before the game dies. That
honestly, that's a good way to put it.
It just feels like Overwatch is on like death row. It's sad too because this is such a good IP.
Yeah, like I feel like I would really enjoy Overwatch, but I still can't forgive them for what they did with the Hong Kong thing.
It's just oh man, there's so many issues. This is just the most recent batch of issues, by the way. This is like the last month's worth of issues.
Yeah, I only recently heard about the whole Warcraft thing.
Oh god, we could make a like 5-hour video breaking down all of the shit that Activision Blizzard
and it could be surmised as Blizzard bad.
It can be surmised as Activision Blizzard has more or less blown their entire like what is the word?
Reputation.
They've blown their reputation. Their games are still beloved, but a lot of people are just swearing them off. Like they're just leaving. Like I've seen a lot of people jump ship from Hearthstone, and a lot of people just straight up refuse to get the new Diablo, which, to be fair, has received positive reviews. Like the new Diablo is apparently fine. It's good. But it's just marvelous to me how, like, I think naked is just the key word here. It's just naked in what it is. There's no care about it. It's just mechanical and greed and fucked up. I hate it. God damn.
Anyway, so speaking of greed, let's reverse that and talk about the amazing price of the Xbox Series S.
Yeah, this is insane. So,
like this has to be one of the best modern console prices we've got. That's not the Switch.
So here's the deal, right? This is a 1 terabyte drive, fully functional SSD.
Yeah, it's SSD, not HD.
In an improved console. This is a new version of the console. And the price is fucking nothing.
$349. Like,
this is
they just
insane.
said to Sony, mic drop, your turn.
No, genuinely. Like, this is such a big fuck you to Sony that it's unbelievable. Like,
yeah, how much is the cheapest PS5 right now?
The cheapest PS5, like $400. Maybe $400.
And with all the major exclusives they're gonna have coming out soon, then
yeah,
I mean we're looking at a pretty good potentially fall season for holiday season for Microsoft. I think between this and Starfield.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can get a Sony PS5 for $500.
It's just okay. It is worth noting that every company except I believe Nintendo. So I guess there's no reason to say every company. Traditionally, Microsoft and Sony sell their consoles at losses and recoup those losses from games that people buy over time for those consoles. So it's easy because it makes more people purchase a console, which basically means they're more likely to play a game. However, in Xbox's case, since they've more or less become like the Netflix of gaming with the Xbox, well, I keep wanting to call it Xbox Live. I
I'm just
keep
gonna
wanting
pop
to say
here
Xbox
'cause this is
Live.
the important screen.
But like because they offer all of these games day one, immediately available through the cloud, seamlessly, basically all this, they are they have such a high amount of success and a high retention in their audience that they can probably afford to just fucking sell this for nothing. They're probably taking an enormous loss on this because this is a 1 terabyte SSD. This is a big deal. Like, I'm shocked at this. This is only $50 above a Switch. The Switch is
Yeah,
famous for
so
its low price tag.
back in November of 2022, Phil Spencer said that with every Xbox Series X and S sold, they take a loss of between $1 and $200.
Yeah, so
That
this
was in
is them.
2022.
Yeah, this is them cutting that even more, which
Well,
is crazy.
actually, the original one is only $200 per console.
Okay, that's fair. So this is a slightly toned down one.
This is an upgrade in STD, and probably that's it. But like, that's a damn good price for one
No, yeah.
terabyte.
It's a very, very good price, considering I'm standing here next to a PS5, and again, I'm very glad to have a PS5. I'm super happy to. But I remember going to a local store when the PS5s were still scarce and just like asking the shop owner, why in the hell is this PlayStation 5 $750 on sale? And he's like, because that is exactly how much we're charging for it and we're not lowering it. And then I was like, so I would have to pay you $250 over base price for it. And they were like,
Oh,
no, 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 you don't understand. That's the price for the console. In order to be eligible to purchase the console for a $250 upcharge, you also have to buy 2 controllers and 2 games.
yeah, that's fucked.
I'm just like,
However,
whoa.
I was looking at a thread and I was slightly mistaken. You were correct. So you can get a PS5 for 400. However, it's PS5 digital.
Yes, it is worth noting that there are 2 versions of the PS5, and the one that a lot of people prefer is the digital one, or sorry, not the digital, the disc one, because the disc one allows you to play all of your PS4 discs as well. Which, admittedly, if you have them downloaded digitally, then you can also just do. But I prefer that
So,
at least one of my game consoles also function as a Blu-ray player.
so apparently, this this is fucking fascinating. Apparently, this right here that we're looking at, that we've just been raving about for the past however long, is being shit on for being too expensive.
Why? That's a ridiculously good price. What are you talking about? Or what are they
Like,
talking about?
they're saying that like this is another 500 gigabytes for $50 increase, and that's it. This is a tough sell with the PS5 digital at 400. They really needed to bring it down to 300.
Are people
Um,
insane?
Someone asks, "Who is this for exactly?"
Are
And someone responds, "Hardcore Game Pass enthusiasts, I guess,
are
or
you
people who want to play Starfield." Fair enough.
are they actually insane? This is a ridiculously good. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
what
mean,
they're
like,
talking about.
it's been a while since we had a $300 console, aside from the Switch, I guess. That's a
Well, I guess the
4K.
Xbox is a $300 console.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what these people are saying. This is a price hike.
Oh, okay. But
This is for a
you're
1
getting double
terabyte
the
SSD.
storage space.
Yeah,
Double the storage for an extra $50 or $100.
yeah,
Well, I
that's
mean, like, it would be like if you don't already have an Xbox, then this is probably the better option, then, huh?
yeah. This is just a
Yeah.
great deal.
It looks like it has a thinner form factor to me. Also,
Yep.
that's a
Yeah.
benefit, marginal benefit, but a benefit nonetheless.
Like, I don't know why in the hell people would complain about this. $350 for a 1 TB
Oh.
SSD? That's great.
People are complaining partially because this is the Series S, not the Series X, which has triple the GPU power.
Oh, okay. So
Let me
this,
make sure I'm reading this correctly. This makes
you
me feel
know,
like the Series X price increase is incoming. For 150 more than this, you get a triple the GPU power and the same storage in a Series X.
okay, I have a genuine question. Does Xbox know that it has a naming problem?
Yes, remember the Xbox One?
I'm just
We
like,
went from Xbox to Xbox 360
Oh,
to Xbox
why
One.
would you name it like that? Okay,
I
that is a
don't think
fair
they're
point.
aware of it. I don't think so. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep naming things like this.
That is a fair point. I forgot that there are still 2 models of Xbox for whatever fucking reason. I
So
genuinely
there's
don't
the
know why they
Xbox
do
One
that.
S, Xbox One S, and then there's the Xbox
Xbox
Series S, and then
Xbox
there's
Series
the
Yeah,
Series S Carbon Black now.
and I'm just like, why do you do this? Because that is a good point. I mean, this is less powerful than a Series X, but for a 1 TB SSD console, I think that the thing that a lot of people are missing is if you have Game Pass, you can also stream stuff. So if you don't already have a like Series X, you can buy this and still play basically every game you want to off of Game Pass for like no issue. And
Imagine playing cloud games, unironically.
regardless of it be like, to me, hearing people complain, it's like, oh, you get triple the GPU power for paying $150 more. I just look at that like, okay, great, chucklefuck. Not everyone has $500 to spend on a gaming console. It's like, this is still a good deal, no matter how you shake it. I don't know why people are getting pissy about it. It's so strange.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to look into it later because I'm actually glad I looked into that to find that comment. That's interesting. Anyway, before we move on to the next thing, I'm gonna have to preface for anyone watching. I didn't watch this entire section. However,
Fair
I got
enough.
a message from Dosha, and I will read it word for word exactly as
Oh
Dosha
no,
sent
what
it
did I
to
send
me.
you?
Before we switch on over to it, I'm going to
Oh,
read this
okay,
word
okay.
for fucking
I'm
word. I
I'm
am
leaning
not
back.
stalling.
I'm leaning back
I
in my
am
chair, putting my hands
I
behind my head. What we got?
I am not stalling because I can't find it. One moment. I am not stalling. Stalling is not a
Man,
me thing.
I love laying down in my chair. Like, it's so comfy. I really can't wait to see this thing that Dosha forgot about. Totally
I'm just
not
worried because
taking
I
a
don't
little
remember
bit
what I
longer to
said.
see it.
I
talk
don't
more
know.
about the Xbox.
I think that there's nothing else really to say. I don't
Yeah,
know
but-
why people would complain, because this is
Here we
clearly
go. I
meant to
found it.
be
I
a
found it.
budget
Okay.
option.
So he says, quote, so I'm going to switch on over to the video and then we'll talk about what he says. Quote, Carrot, are you sure you don't want to see to Yand Array? I asked what? He said, they want to breath all your air. In the Starfy LED game. It's your favorite. Like
Oh no.
anyway, someone
Oh
else talk
no.
about this because I didn't watch this. Why does this take your
Okay.
Why does this take your air away?
Yeah, Dosha, it is up to you now.
He takes it. It's look. I forgot to record that part. Did you ever play Oblivion?
Oh
Yes.
no.
Okay, do you remember the fan?
I played Oblivion for like 20 minutes.
Okay, well, so then you didn't. Alright, fair
Oh
enough.
my god, it's
However,
so funny.
our wonderful ex hero did post that in our general chat.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the same guy. That
It's-
that guy.
Same voice
He
actor
wants
too.
to breath your air.
Is that what he
God.
says?
Yes, something like that.
It's so weird.
It's but like in a really kind of creepy way.
All right. Anyway, Starfield. Wait, there are dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're dinosaurs. Well, this is basically trying to be No Man's Sky and a Bethesda game at the
It's-
same time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I also found the download size for this. Do you know?
Oh, Jesus Christ, what is it?
What's your guess?
190 megabytes. Or, sorry,
What do you
gigabytes.
guess?
Megabytes.
Megabytes,
Yeah, there we go. That's
it's like,
the game.
it's one line of code.
200,000 kilobytes.
One line
Yeah.
of code, baby. Okay, 190 gigabytes is my immediate thought.
Okay, Dosha.
It's gonna be 200 gigs, isn't it?
So you're both actually incorrect. The actual number is, and this title is claiming it's 10 times bigger than Skyrim at 125.
Oh, wait, really?
Yep, it's only 125.
That is...
Skyrim's a lot smaller than that, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it said 10 times bigger than Skyrim.
It's 10 times bigger than Skyrim, but Skyrim is.
Wait,
oh wait, you mean
that's not
oh in terms of file size? So Skyrim is 1.25.
Skyrim download size.
sorry.
Well,
It-
remember,
12.
they might be
10
talking
gigs.
about, like,
Okay.
the old version. Probably not the improved.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Yeah, Skyrim
I'm
is
so
like-
used to people talking about size in open world games in terms of map size. I got confused.
well, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess that's true, however, in the context.
In the context of it, I guess, yeah. But see, here's the thing, right? I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, I want this game to... I want this to be like the next Skyrim level game. It looks so cool. But my brain of brains looks at my heart of hearts like, fuck you, that's not going to happen.
Also, tell me whenever you want me to switch to the next two things of footage we have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead. Talk about why you don't
So,
think
like,
it's gonna be good.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? I think it will be good eventually. I think that after months of patching, it will be fine. But there's two major things that I have against the game that make me think it's going to be worse than people would like. Number one is there's no way in hell the 1,000 planets that they're promising have something to do, like a significant amount to do on all of them. There's no way. They keep touting this like, oh, we're putting a whole bunch of planets in the game. You can go to 1,000 planets. You can go to this moon. You can go to that and do that there. There's going to be a bunch of set piece locations on probably like 10% of them, if that, maybe more like 5% of them. And then the rest of them are going to be like more or less just randomly generated empty worlds with some unique creatures and maybe some elements that are rarer than others. And it's just going to be find the planet that you think is the prettiest and plop a base on it, and that's all you're going to do for the vast majority of these. So in other words, I am believing that the things to do in this game are going to be so focused on the parts that they like put story content into. I don't think there's going to be stuff to do in like 90% of the planets. I think it's all going to be concentrated to a very specific amount. But they keep talking about it as though it is spread out, which is worrying. So that's worry one that I have against the game. My next worry is not so much a
they've
worry.
talked about there being barren planets in the showcase.
Yeah, but like my next worry with the game is like pretty understandable, really. I think that this is going to be broken as fuck almost.
Well, that's just Bethesda games.
Yeah, it's
like,
a Bethesda.
It's just going to be... I'm not even talking like normal broken on launch. I'm talking like total foobar. This is not going to work well on.
Like Fallout 76.
No, I'm thinking like Cyberpunk on previous gen consoles level bad.
I hope not.
That is what I expect to happen with this when it initially comes out.
I feel like it's been in development long enough that I don't feel like we should worry about that, but I mean, it's possible.
I'm just like, I hope I'm proven
Okay.
wrong. Again, if I am wrong about this and it comes out and it's just perfect, I will eat my words on it. But those are the two things that I genuinely believe are going to really hold this game back.
I have to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna let the next trailer play for the Starfield thing, and you guys can continue talking about Starfield. I'll be back.
Indeed. Dosha, this is all you.
Okay, so this game is exciting to me for a couple of reasons. First of all, it has, and this is intentional by the developers, this aesthetic that is missing just in general with sci-fi from what I've seen. This sort of like positive wonderment that you get from just being able to branch out and explore into the cosmos and missing in real life to some degree. Also, I've had conversations with lay people who have been very skeptical of the idea of space travel in general. I talk about it'd be cool to travel from planet to planet. It'd be not only a good thing but a necessary thing.
Yep.
And they say, "What do you mean? No, it's not. We should be focusing on Earth." I'm like, well,
That's
we could
called,
do both.
that's called putting all your eggs in one basket. Yeah, diversify. Get the hell out there.
We should be out there exploring. That's
Yeah.
the point. That I think should be a priority. And I don't know. This game kind of encapsulates that sort of pioneering spirit of space exploration, which again not present in most sci-fi. Most sci-fi is very dour and negative, and I guess that's on purpose because a lot of sci-fi is about exploring a particular idea thoroughly. Usually, like they have an idea and then they show why it's a bad thing. That's where you get a lot of the cyber,
Yeah.
the very
I know-
cyber.
I know
aesthetics.
what you mean. Like there's this example that I was drawing, and unfortunately it turns out that the movie wasn't very good, but I remember when Buzz Lightyear
Yeah.
trailers came out, I
Uh-huh.
had this sensation of like, man, remember back when space was exciting and you could romp around like
Yeah, it was exciting, and it was something
yeah,
like it gives you a rush, and you're excited for it, and you really feel a hope about the future with it. And you get that kind of thing from. They kind of also attempted it a while further back with what is it called? Futureland, the Disney movie.
I know what you're talking about, but I forget what it's called. Is it Futureland? I don't remember. But like it basically is a sense of like optimism, right? Where it's like
Yeah, scientific optimism.
yeah,
It's not something that you see often in science fiction, at least not the popular stuff, right? You got
Yeah.
like, what do you have that's popular? You got 1984, you got Ender's Game, you got well, I guess Star Trek's optimistic sometimes, most of the time. Depends on which
yeah.
version you're watching.
Like I think current Star Trek
Sometimes it's
kind of
not.
fell out of that, but like if you look at like
I guess Star Trek is, but yeah.
if you look at like the Jean-Luc Picard era of Star Trek, some of its best episodes are just people messing around and like experiencing other culture.
Uh,
Like it really does hit a note when you have that like not everything needs to be
Exploring.
serious and dour. Like you can just show somebody who went down to a planet like, hey, there's a festival. I want to go to the festival. One of my favorite episodes, I'm not joking, one of my favorite episodes of that era of Star Trek is when a group of 3 people beam down to a planet and just randomly on the planet, it's like a totally just black surface with nothing around, and dead in front of them is a like old 1900s hotel. And it turns out that the entire like hotel was constructed to repeat the story of a classic book that was found okay, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. So someone crash landed on the planet, an old like Earth expedition crash landed on the planet, and the aliens who found them read the book that they had kept and realized that this book probably has to be like all there is to life, right? So they unknowingly trapped the astronauts who they were trying to save in a repeating hell of the same story over and over again. So you have 3 people from the Enterprise trying to figure out how to break out of the story before it repeats again before they're trapped forever. And it's just this hilarious little like they're just a bunch of folks romping around a casino and they're just asking questions, holding up phasers and scanners like, oh hey, you're a bunch of fancy peoples, ain't you? It's just this ridiculously silly thing, but it's such a wonderful episode. So it's like I want more.
but was
fun
they really a
romps.
bunch of fancy people?
They was a bunch of fancy people. They won at blackjack. They used data to cheat at blackjack, and it was anyway. I probably didn't do that justice by description, but it's hard to like encapsulate a whole episode off the top of your head sometimes. Anyway, point is, I like the sillier kind of space exploration. Sometimes it's fantastic.
So this is a combination of different things, right? I like Skyrim. I like the sort of positive, optimistic, explorative spirit that they are going for here between their visual design that they call NASA punk and just the fact that you're part of an explorers guild. This kind of thing reflects that way on the game. And then the other thing is they have this really detailed ship builder and ship combat systems that, oh man, ship stuff just was not popular in AAA gaming spaces for a long time.
But like,
you had what was there? There was a Call of Duty where you could do a space plane, Halo, Reach,
no, not even near to this degree. If you're talking like Pelican flying, this is not analogous at all.
There was Star Wars. Star Wars did a flight game recently that was.
Again, I hate to keep drawing this comparison, but it's basically No Man's Sky. There's nothing else. There's
nothing
I
forget
else.
About No Man's Sky. I need to play that.
But it's really cool. Yeah. But this
one
is,
lets you
very good.
Craft the ship. In addition to, you can buy it, you can craft it. They're showing off like the mostly starter ship stuff. If I was going to criticize anything, it's the fact that all the ship parts seem to be really bulky rectangles. It's difficult to really be creative with big bulky rectangles beyond making it look like a Lego contraption, like that mech there that's taking off. But
hilarious.
Which is funny. But that's kind of a minor thing. If I can customize, look, I'm one of the very few people who enjoyed creating a gummy ship.
Well, when you think about it, they didn't really treat this as so much as shipbuilding. This is like shipbuilding and base building put together, right? Because you get the
because you're going to be able to add these modules that do different things that help you out and stuff. Yeah, it's like building a house or stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
It has a bunch of stuff, and it looks like your ship is going to be... Well, it's incredibly... again, it is similar in nature to what you can do with ships in No Man's Sky as well. Because in No Man's Sky, you can have multiple ships, and if you just find a ship in the open world, you can, like, repair it.
Space.
And, hey, he's back. You can just find it, repair it, and then claim it as your own, that kind of thing. So this is very much this similar thing where you can go and do like ship battles, and if you like dock and then kill
talking
everyone
about
inside,
something that is the opposite of space optimism, space piracy. This game lets you be a pirate in space.
It's so fun.
You can commandeer ships, you can dock with them, kill the crew, steal supplies of freighters. You can be a pirate, which is cool. That's cool that you can do that.
Which I want because a pirate is free.
They just let you be a pirate. In addition to like also being a space good guy, you can be a space bad guy.
Yeah. Oh, and this system here. This system is so neat. Like, this is literally all power to the shields system, and it's very succinct. Where, like, you can throw more power towards your engines if you need to go fast, more power towards your warp drive if you need to jump quicker, more power to your shields or your guns if you're in a dogfight. It's such a good implement. I really like that.
This was pulled out of the original Star Wars X-Wing series, I feel, which was sort of a marriage between flight sim and arcadey style flight, which is, I think, the good balance. You want a little bit of technical maneuvering in addition to the sort of like auto, semi-auto piloting that comes with this type of arcadey stuff.
Yeah.
You're not managing each individual thruster.
Then you
That's
have
fine,
like
that's fine. But it lets you really focus on the dogfighting aspect of the game with that, and
And,
piloting your ship rather than dealing with the minutia of your controls, which I don't know. A lot of games seem to struggle with finding that sort of middle ground.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's I'm the one who's picky. I think people who like flight games are not going to agree with me. I'm not a
Well,
flight sim guy. I
no,
want the
flight sim
arcadey
and
stuff.
this are two different things. Because this is sci-fi. Flight sim people like okay. Can we go over the
There's
fact that
sci-fi flight
people,
sim games.
the
Don't
owner
give me that.
of War Thunder, which is a game that includes like dogfighting with military ship or with military planes of like whatever, they have had to repeatedly tell people to not leak them government documents in a bid to make them more
War Thunder.
realistic. Yeah, War
Apparently,
Thunder.
War Thunder is making a big
So it's
uh,
like people take this shit
kerfuffle right now.
seriously.
What is
I
going on with that person's face?
I don't know.
What are we talking about? What person's
Hold on, I
face?
will bring it back to the person's face. Where's my
But
thing?
anyway,
Why
back to
won't I
this.
can't? Oh, I didn't turn on my keyboard.
I think we skipped over it, but there's also a mode you can go into in dogfighting in your ship where you can target specific systems on your opponent.
They said it was a skill that you could unlock.
Yeah. It's really, really...
Oh, yeah, he's got a
Look at him.
lower face tattoo, which is freaking wacky, but
Garish
I
Yeah,
as
looks
all
awesome.
hell.
if that's what he wants to do, I'm sure his parents are proud.
This is just... It looks nice.
I personally am not interested in Starfield for a couple of minor reasons, a couple of big ones. Mainly, when they showed up, when
Are you
I
mad at
first
Bethesda
saw,
also?
not really.
Okay.
When we first saw gameplay of it, there was a big section of like designing your own ship, and that's a cool idea. I'm not creative enough to really get that, so I'd be missing half the game. Another thing, like there's too much to do. Like there's too much of a good
Oh,
thing.
can we pause on the sandwiches?
Why are there so many sandwiches?
Okay,
Because-
so
okay.
this lady, what she says in this segment is that what she likes to do is she will she plays the pirate version of the spacefaring, right? So she goes out and she pirates ships, and then she takes their ships and she kills all the crew members, and then she steals their sandwiches and brings them back into a cargo bay that she added to her ship specifically to store the sandwiches.
That is so fucking cool. I love that.
Yeah, it's
very
so-
Skyrim.
Yeah, the
Oh yeah, this
comparison
is
I drew.
exceptionally Skyrim.
The comparison I drew when I saw
Or I
this
guess
damn
just
table.
Elder Scrolls, yeah.
The cabbage
Bethesda.
mod,
Yeah,
or the
it's
cabbage glitch in, I forget if it was Oblivion or Skyrim
Yeah, it's a
or
mod.
both. But like, this reeks of that, and I love it.
Mhm.
Like again, man, I want this game. to
Yeah, that's
be
definitely
good,
a nice
'cause
callback.
It's
There
been
was somebody in
so
like
long.
Morrowind I read about that like kept a bunch of what was it that he did? It was
That spaceship
I don't
was
remember.
labeled as grandma.
oh
Yep.
yeah, he took player heads
Oh,
and put them inside of his house. Or skulls or something. I don't remember what it was.
I don't know.
if you
Like
did the head
I
thing.
probably won't buy the game. Too much. I don't have enough time for it. Blah blah blah. It'll probably be okay. I kind of agree with Curry in the fact that it'll probably be bad at launch, good later, like how No Man's Sky was. But
I
they've
am
had time
yeah,
to
go ahead.
see how No Man's Sky failed.
Well, here's the thing, right? This is the comparison that I want to draw very distinctly.
Well, keep in mind that Hello Games is an indie studio, and this
Yeah.
is a AAA. They're not probably going to be like on some level. Well, we've got more time, money, and resources.
Yeah.
Also, there's important to note that it's not a procedurally generated game. They used procedural generation to create the worlds, but they're all handcrafted.
they're all like made by a computer, and then they did something assumedly
If
by
they
hand.
filled
They
out all
added levels.
1,000 worlds into be like 1,000 different levels, then that could work. They put what 14 years on this game.
That's probably how everybody does environments nowadays, anyway.
I mean,
Procedural.
fair enough. Realistically,
But
I
so the environments that the level design is handcrafted, the encounters and stuff. You might have some random events, but most of it's going to be crafted. You know, Skyrim had procedural generation in it too. You know,
well, I'm saying like I think that this game will be better. You know, it's like the Bethesda tax, right? It's like how long after a game comes out is it actually viable? And like cuz the idea of this game is very good. I just don't know if they can pull it off. So I would say that it's probably going to be like months after, probably like 3 months would be my guess is when I would be probably comfortable getting it. But the thing that I want to really cut a difference into this and Hello Games is a comparatively very small indie studio, and
Mhm.
they put a lot of effort to make sure that No Man's Sky was as promised. Something tells me that Bethesda, even with their team, would not be able to match the amount of like passion that Hello Games put back into No Man's Sky. So I
Uh-huh.
think they'll fix bugs, but I don't think it will have like insane, like very top level improvements over time like no. I think it'll be primarily just bug fix.
hmm
So
So
I don't think it's a great comparison.
fair enough. At the
I don't
very
know.
least,
There are other
the
studios that are trying to do the same thing. Cyberpunk 2077 is getting, allegedly, they're getting a softer reboot coming up, and I mean, they tried to do the same thing with Fallout 76 at their own studio there.
Fallout 76 is a miserable.
I don't know how successful they are because nobody here wants to play Fallout 76
doesn't
to
X
find
Hero
out.
play it?
Do what?
I thought X Hero played it.
He does play it, but he always thought it was good, so I can't trust
Oh,
his
fair
opinion
enough.
on it.
At the very least, the trailer they had at one of the upcoming
Oh.
awards or shows was pretty cool.
Do excuse me, there's someone at my door. Continue on.
But yeah, so I don't think I'll enjoy this game. I probably won't watch any gameplay footage of it. I'll just listen to other people rave about it or say it's awful.
If what they're showing in the trailer is what the game actually turns out to be, then I will probably enjoy it a lot. I am cautiously optimistic about this game overall from what I've seen. It's right in the middle of this intersection of things that I want in a game, and I'm probably. I
It's like
mean,
dogfighting and
it's got
open world.
your dogfighting aspects to it. It's got all kinds of ship building and ship management. I mean, there's like 20 minutes on the thing about just your ship and you know companions, interpersonal relationships. They got various quests. They got lots of places to explore. Lots of equipment to mess around with. I mean, there's just a lot to do in these types of games, and I that's I don't know if it's anything like Bethesda's previous games, but not too much like the recent previous games. Then I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It'll yeah. There's only time. When does this game come out?
It comes out in the fall, I think.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see. I I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Yep,
I
I
want to make a
suppose we
joke,
will.
but I want to wait for Curry to get back to make the joke.
I don't think he's coming back in time for you to make the joke. We're pretty much out of things to say on this topic.
Fair enough. I mean, this is the last one we were going to talk about for today, right?
Yeah, this is the last one. I suppose I could briefly talk about Star Wars Outlaw just a little bit because it showed up in an earlier show. I wanted to talk about the Ubisoft showcase because that one actually showed gameplay.
Mhm.
A lot in the way that what appeals to me about Starfield also appeals to me with Star Wars Outlaws. I think maybe the reason why I'm looking forward to these is because I have been out of AAA gaming for a really long time. The last AAA game I played, I'm trying to think what counts as AAA. Is Monster Hunter World a AAA game?
I would say Monster Hunter World was AAA.
Monster Hunter Rise definitely isn't, but Monster Hunter World is. Let's see. Probably. What else could we say is a AAA game that I played recently?
I'm back.
Yeah,
Let's
some people say
obviously
Monster Hunter World should
Assassin's
become the
Creed
standard for
4.
AAA titles.
What a
Assassin's
miss.
Creed Black Flag. I played that recently, but that doesn't really count. That's a re-release.
So now that Curry has returned, I can make my joke. The only thing I'm looking forward to for Starfield is watching the Internet Historian video in 2 years.
Oh my god, yes, please.
I know. I
All
found
right.
a lot of like the general experiences that AAA developers have been putting out have been uh, boring or less interesting than either old games, which I generally prefer to play, or indie games, which
Yeah.
you know I've gotten a lot of. So it's just I don't feel like I play a lot of these big AA AAA games anymore
Uh-huh.
Me
at
neither,
all,
yeah.
and maybe that's why I'm excited for this.
Well, this is the first time one has come out in like a long well, excluding like Nintendo games. But I don't know if Nintendo can actually be classified as
I mean, like, I've
AAA.
never played a Fallout game. I didn't play Fallout 4, so I didn't get disappointed there.
Like,
Hmm.
Fallout
I'm-
76 was something I heard about through other people.
I'm really scratching my head to try and think of like the last one that I actually really bought and played, and I can't think of it. It might actually have been, or maybe not. No.
Harvestella wasn't AAA, but I played that. Does that count?
Uh,
No, I don't think
Well,
Harvestella was
definitely.
no.
AAA.
I don't think Final Fantasy would be called AAA either, would it?
I would think Final Fantasy 14 could be. With the award-winning Heavensward and... Okay.
No, shut it.
I bought Borderlands 3, but I never installed it. Let's see.
Weren't
God.
you and Hen gonna play Borderlands 3?
I'm
We were
really,
going to, and then we didn't.
I'm really, really trying. I'm scratching my head trying to think of the last game that I played. I think it might actually have been like. I guess it
It's-
depends on what it is, but I think it might have actually been Fallout 4. It
It's
has
hard
been
to
a
determine what a
long
AAA
time.
game is.
I think the most recent AAA game that I've played is Assassin's Creed Black Flag, maybe.
So,
Yeah,
okay,
it's been a
the
hot
most
minute.
recent... The
I mean,
most
aside
recent
from
one
Nintendo
I
games.
played...
Nintendo games don't
Uh,
count. They're generally pretty good.
Yeah.
If you
video
don't
games.
count Monster Hunter World as because I'm literally playing that right now for the first time,
I'm
I
not
guess
super
Grand
familiar.
Theft Auto 5 because I played that last year.
Okay, yeah, that definitely would fit in there.
Yeah, AAA games. It's not so much. A lot of people get AAA games confused with like just exactly how big the company is, and so people will call Nintendo AAA. It's not about like
Well, I
the
think
company
Nintendo is
exactly.
AAA.
It
Well,
definitely
it has
matters.
to do with the amount of money put into the project, right? It's over a certain threshold. It's AAA.
Well, no, that's debated. Some people will debate that it's like
That's a
exactly how
loose
big the
definition.
company
That's the best
is,
one, though.
how big, like how much money you put into it. Personally, I think that AAA is kind of like a feeling and an aesthetic.
You guys
'Cause,
played
like-
Spider-Man, right? That's a AAA game.
No,
Yeah, like I think that Spider-Man can be called a AAA game. Call of Duty is
Spider-Man
certainly a
is on my
AAA
list.
game. Starfield, Fallout 4, all of this, in like definitely a AAA
Elden Ring.
game. Elden Ring is not a AAA game in my
Yeah,
eyes.
I don't think that's AAA.
But yeah, no, it is not. It is. I don't know, man. I don't think Nintendo's AAA.
Looking it
can't
up,
think of
apparently, it's debated, but a lot of people say it is, and a lot of people say it isn't a AAA game. It's interesting. I'm seeing some different definitions for what a AAA game is.
Well, it's not like a solid definition. It's more like a general idea. I don't think I would consider it one.
Hmm.
I mean, my main definition though is going to be on budget. If you could show me that it has a comparable budget to other AAA games, then maybe.
Hmm.
I would change my mind.
So that was with Starfield. I think that was the last one we were going to do for today. We technically have another hour if you wanted to continue on, though.
Well, we don't have to do that. There's no reason. Look, let's. I want to go eat food. I'm hungry.
Fair enough.
I don't know what I'm
So,
going to make.
I
Probably
guess we'll
hamburgers.
continue this on Thursday about this. Well, okay, hopefully on Thursday at 2 EST. I don't know what the name of your time zone is, but I know it's at 1.
Central.
Thank you. 1 Central.
2-1 Central. Okay, very cool. That's in
Maybe a
2
little
days?
bit later, give or take, depending, like 5 or 10 minutes, depending on if we're all here and ready. Is there anything else we need to say before we go?
Bye, gold. Bye.
Sorry, I didn't
Bye,
realize
Volby
that we were,
Pogs.
Bye,
Bye,
Volby
Gold
Pogs. I
Okay.
wasn't here for the last bit. I guess we're ending the stream now. Okay.
So next time we're going to go. Oh yeah, I guess I can talk about what we're going to go over next time. So the next show we'll be going over the following shows: the Future of Play Direct, the Wholesome Direct, the Future Game Show, the Dames for Games Show, the Ubisoft Forward, the PC Game Show, Nintendo Direct, the Yakuza Direct, the Grasshopper Direct, and the other one that's happening today. The
Nintendo Direct
Atlas.
and the Atlas Direct.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, let's do it.
So that's what we're going to be covering next time.
Ooh.
But for now,
Yeah.
we're done with today. Thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you in a couple days. Bye!
Enjoy your Volby.